It is the Monday edition. That's me doing a one-man wave, but not when the Packers are on offense edition. The Bill Jarts is here to scold you for cheering edition. The How About Them Brewers edition. And the cutdowns are coming tomorrow. What's it like to sit through those moments edition of Wilde and Tausch.
What? What's so funny?
Extreme close-up of Tausch on the video.
I can't. There's nowhere to set this camera. Hey, is that better?
It's kind of like a Jack in the Box reaction.
You want me to work on my lats, so I'll just hold it like this the whole time?
Oh, man. Somebody get that man a stand of some
sort.
Selfie
stick.
Of Wilde and Tausch. Oh, my God. On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker.
Looks beautiful.
Streaming live video where you can get a close-up look at Tausch's nostril hairs.
You can now.
Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
Oh, you can.
And, of course, everything you need on Wisconsin On Demand. All right, I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse's in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from, I think it's a beautiful golf course, but all I can really see is Tausch's giant head and a tree behind him. It is the Packers Hall of Famer. It is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, oh, I see a putting green. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. It is. I don't know if you could have, again, I'm not prisoner of the moment guy.
Yes, you are.
It's the greatest, a little bit, but it's the greatest summer weather we've ever had in the state of Wisconsin. You got, for the freaky people that love 110 degree, hey, you got a sprinkle. You got 3 or 4 days of that. For everybody that said, well, you don't get enough rain. Well, the rain came. It's been hard, heavy, in quick spurts. And then every day feels like it's been like this. Now, again, I've been gone for a couple of weeks, so that's fair criticism. But today is a Chamber of Commerce day. You come to Madison, Milwaukee, you come anywhere, this is what you're looking at. It's a Chamber of Commerce day, and I'm lucky to be out at a beautiful golf outing. The friends at J&K Security Solutions and the day's golf outing out at Nakoma Country Club. So that's where I'll be right after the show ends.
So you are playing
soaking up
today.
The sun. I am, yeah. I'm going to be a little bit late. But
a lot of times you're at golf outings and you're not actually playing. All right, so I was thinking since you are going to play, maybe I could get everyone at the outing to do the wave when you're in your backswing, so we can simulate what's been happening during Packers games.
Yeah, why
Matt
is this
LaFleur
a thing? Jason,
people.
you've been doing this forever.
I have.
Why is this a thing? Because obviously Rodgers made it a big deal, and to Matt LaFleur's credit, he's called out the fan base. He's made it known. He doesn't like it, and I've said for 7 years now that I get the fact that we all love doing the wave. My kids like doing a wave. It's a way to entertain during commercial breaks and whatnot. Why have we not, as a fan base, figured out, go ahead and do the wave as much as you want. Just do it after the Packers punt or after they score a touchdown, and you know that the defense will be on the field. That's all this is. And to make Billy Jarts, who is a wonderful young man,
we do love
the scapegoat. Well, I mean, but energetic. I've been at plenty of golf outings where Bill has been the auctioneer / he lathers himself up. He is a good dude. He's taking all kinds of shrapnel, and it's all because people don't know when to do the wave. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. And it obviously, for everybody, it's like, well, the hell with it. You got to figure it out. No. Fans want to help their team win. They want to be entertained. You can do both. This isn't trying to split a nuclear atom. This should be easier than it is. Why is it that this has become such a big deal, especially in the Matt LaFleur era? Jason Wilde.
So there's a couple of issues here. First of all, and I don't do the wave personally, but how does the wave start? Jesse, when you're not sleeping at Packers games, I'm guessing you've done the wave at some point, correct?
Oh, definitely. Big fan of the wave.
How
yeah.
does it, like, is there one who does it?
I mean,
who gets it going?
How does a wave start in the ocean, Jason? You don't really know. Sometimes it just comes at you.
That's not how that works.
Okay, so what usually happens...
Just admit that you don't know and we'll move on instead of comparing it to the ocean.
At Packers games, I don't know who starts, and I'm imagining it starts the same
Fireman
way
Ed.
as
I think
Brewers
Fireman
game.
Ed starts it.
At Brewers
Nice.
games, usually it's someone in the second-level bleachers out in right field that had several Coors Lights before and during the game, and around the fourth or fifth inning, he's like,
Jesse,
let's do the wave, and then gets
Jesse,
the whole
can I
section
interject?
up and going.
Can I interject quickly?
Oh,
because
sure.
since you asked that question, Jason, I think here's what we need to do. Who would you say is our Fireman Ed? The Jets have their Fireman Ed. Broncos had Barrel Dude, the guy that had no pants on and walked around with a barrel. Who is the Green Bay? Because you got the NFL owner, Cheesehead Dude. He's a friend of the show. You got Coos, the mayor, who I think would be good. We need someone to take ownership.
Oh, Tundra Man.
Who needs to be the person? Well, the 28 years, has anyone emerged as Barrel Dude or Fireman Ed or can be the guy that can solve this problem? Because, again, we can sit here all day and complain. Fans can complain. Don't tell me to sit down. Don't tell me to do this. Fans want to help their team win. Doing the wave while the offense is on the field is not helping your team win. It's obviously it irritates the former quarterback. I can assure you Jordan Love doesn't like it. He doesn't want noise when because if you remember Peyton Manning, he always had everybody hushed. You get down on the ends, you get down in that goal line, and there's a big play to get there. I can remember times that, I was flapping my arms to keep it to quiet because you want to be able to hear. No, I'm being dead serious.
I know.
So
and I was waiting for you to take off when you did it.
Who's our Fireman Ed? Who's our
we don't
Barrel
have
Dude?
one.
Jesse, well, there should be one.
Well, there isn't one. There's an opening. I know your schedule for the fall has gotten a little bit busier.
Hey, what about Coos? What about the mayor?
I don't know if Kyle Kuzno, the unofficial mayor of Green Bay, frequent
Coos,
contributor
if you're
to the
listening,
program.
call in. I'm gonna. Put something out there.
You're calling him out. All right. So I don't think that there is any iconic person that is well known, and maybe it's because some tickets.
There's Tundra Man.
It's got to be
He's probably only
him.
in wintertime.
It's got to be
He's probably
Tundra
only a
Man.
wintertime guy. He's probably only a wintertime guy.
He has a snot icicle coming out of his nose.
Yeah, he's perfect.
Dude, Jason,
I'm
Barrel
listening to
Dude
that
doesn't
guy.
He doesn't wear pants. I want somebody fanatical. I don't want somebody in a buttoned-up suit and a vest. I want someone like Tundra Man.
Correct.
I want someone that stands out. Fireman Ed's wearing a fire hat. I don't think he wears a shirt. You need somebody a little out there to take charge of this wave scenario.
All right. I agree with everything you said. I don't think Tundra Man is I don't know if he's at every game. Remember, the tickets are also divided
Jason,
among
we need
the green and the gold packages. So that, I think, might be a factor. I also don't think anyone has, other than being photographed, like Tundra Man or NFL owner Cheesehead Guy, I don't think they actually have, found themselves up on the scoreboard. You know who they need? They need that old guy that used to be at the hockey games for the Badgers who would count the goals. Someone like that who will be up on the scoreboard getting people's attention. They don't have that, and I don't think Tundra Man or NFL owner guy are up to the task. So they need someone else.
Someone needs to step up because this thing has gone on too long. Your head coach is obviously irritated by it. He has made his players go ahead and go on the Jumbotron and do all this stuff to make sure that the fans understand it. Because I firmly believe that fans get caught up and they want to be a part of it. You can get bored in between. You got 5-minute commercial breaks, whatever it is. So I get it. But fans want the offense to run at a high, efficient level. Doing the wave doesn't help. Now, is it some big burden of something that will completely limit what you're doing? No. But do Packer players come in, and one of the best things about playing at home, other than not having to fly and do all that stuff, is you can audible, you can check, you can say, oh, can. You can do all this stuff, and it's easy. And you don't have to think about it. You can still execute. all of a sudden you start adding noise and everything else. You still should be able to do it, but why would you want to make it more difficult for your team? And when your head coach and your starting quarterback have made this an issue year after year, why are we not fixing it?
Because I think it's hard to control the behavior.
I think we need
fans. Now,
we need coups.
Here's the issue that I have.
Okay.
We can all agree doing the wave while the team is on offense. I'm getting disoriented. Could you figure out what you're doing with your camera?
I'm trying to figure out a way that I don't have to hold this.
I'm on a roller coaster. We can, and again, make sure you tune into the video on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, because that's really where the action is. Just tune in. We can all agree, right? We can get a unanimous verdict.
I don't think, here's the issue, Jason. You can't. Some people are just like, don't tell me what to do. I'm paying blank. No, I disagree with that. I agree with certain parts of it, but I don't think you should be doing the wave. It's not that much of an ask. It's just not. So
my issue is this. We have now reached the point where Bill Jartz, who I love, I've known him for a very long time. His name's not actually Jartz, by the way. Kind of like Jesse Nelson's not really Nelson.
Yeah, he's a showman.
The greatest showman, some might say. But we're now at the point where if you get a 30-yard completion to get you into the red zone and people are cheering for a great play, he's already shushing them and telling them to be quiet right after that. Like now,
yeah, we don't need to do
we gotta let people at least enjoy big plays. Now, this is not the library. Like,
I agree.
Okay, let Jordan get to the line and quiet people down then, but let them at least cheer for the big plays. But we're scolding them for that now.
Yeah, I have not seen that. That I would disagree with Jartz on. Yes. Big play down to Toure or
quiet,
to
please.
Christian
We have
Watson.
the ball. Quiet, please. We have the ball.
I totally agree with that. Now I got a wasp flying over me. This is gonna be a tough day on the video. If
You're
I get
telling
stung,
me.
So I get all of that, but this is the one thing we can control. Like if there's a little residue of excitement that's left on a 1st and 10 at the 21 after a long play, nobody's mad about that. Trust me, nobody is. But what we are mad about is if we're coming off of a timeout and roll out the barrel, just got everybody jacked up, and now people are doing the wave, screaming, and we can't hear the snap count on 2nd and 6. We're not happy about that as players. I can assure you. So, and that should be an easy solve. And the fact that we've had this conversation numerous times.
Yeah, we have.
In the Matt LaFleur era, and Matt LaFleur, I would bet today at a presser, will mention it again because someone's going to ask him. And the fact that he has to continue to talk about it, as fans, we should wonder, if this is that big a deal, let's do it. Unless you don't care and you don't want to try and help your team win, which, again, I think is an incredibly small amount of the 80,000 people that are at a game.
All right, this is one of those instances. I know Tausch likes to say that I don't like to take calls. It's just because I'm bad at interrupting and controlling the narrative.
Well, I can handle that.
I'm aware. So, if you've been to a game as a fan, because you know that's not my role. Jesse falls asleep at games. Tausch goes to some games. But if you are going to games regularly, we want to hear from you. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Now, in both preseason games, this has been mentioned. They also have Jordan Love doing a public service announcement on the scoreboard asking people not to do the wave. So
doesn't that tell you everything you need to know?
No doubt. It is an issue. But I would also like to know how you feel about being told what to do. How do you feel about the people around you who are ignoring? Because I feel like we have a lot of intelligent listeners to the show. People on Twitter not as probably as smart as our listeners, but on average, we've got a lot of really smart people to listen. I don't think we got a whole lot of wave doers when the offense is on the field that listen to the show. But I would be curious if there are those who get excited about good offensive plays and then find themselves being told to shush, like in the middle of their cheering, and they're not even back at the line of scrimmage for the next play yet. That's the part that I don't get. But are you experiencing this wave issue when you go to games? What is your responsibility? Are you telling the person next to you, hey, don't do the wave, they're on offense? Or are you just joining in? Is the wave just too irresistible? 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. That is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Seriously, I want to get as much fan feedback on this because this is not my area of expertise. I hear the head coach complain about it. I heard Aaron Rodgers complain about it all the time. I agree wholeheartedly with them. Let's not do the wave when the team is on offense. But I don't know how hard it is. Maybe you get the wave going when they're on defense, and once it's going, it's hard to stop. Maybe that's part of it. So help us out with this, 844-770-3776. You can help us with this conversation about the wave and about cheering and being shushed by Bill Jarts. Meanwhile, Gina Della can help you with your creaky, squeaky windows that are letting mosquitoes and bugs and wasps and the rest of the birds and bees into your home.
I just had some wasps flying around me out at the golf course. And, let's talk a little bit about the birds and the bees. Let's talk a little bit about nature. And I don't care if you're inside, outside. You want to keep all of that out of the house, right? Well, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin has you covered. The 250 series from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin include exclusive hidden screens, which can lay inside the window while you're not using it. You can bundle and save the 250 series patio door and 8 double hung windows with exclusive hidden screens, and you can get all of that for as low as $188 a month. That's $188 per month. Now that is a good deal. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. We'll get your thoughts on the wave, on being shushed, and what can you do? How can you help? Help the Green Bay Packers. Help them deal with noise when their team is on offense. What are you going to do about it? It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Broommate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Grassland Dairy is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin and sustained by innovation. Since 1904, the Wheatrick family has worked with hundreds of dairy farmers to consistently produce the highest quality dairy products. Grassland's commitment to quality starts with the way their dairy farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of their innovative processing and delivery. They are proud to offer a wide range of reliable and nutritious dairy ingredients. Grassland Dairy is family owned in Wisconsin and has been crafting butter for 5 generations.
Mark Toscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. We're the trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. There's a reason so many customers recommend us after we help with their projects. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America, where vintage racing lives on. Experience the sights, sounds, and smells from motorsport's pioneering age in historic Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Road America's 2023 season offers numerous opportunities to watch vintage race cars take on the iconic 4-mile road course. The Aaron's Art of Wheels Vintage Weekend wraps up the 2023 Road America race season September 15th through the 17th. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Road America, America's national park of speed.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Fish fry, walleye, and vegetarian options are available, and they have a menu that's sure to please everyone. Liberty Station smokes their meats daily with a 1,000-gallon custom smoker, giving you the freshest experience possible. Enjoy happy hour with daily discounts on both food and drinks at their large bar with 20 draft taps and multiple TVs to watch the big game. Be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area too. Liberty Station off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
The 2023 Putts for Pups golf outing with proceeds benefiting the Dane County Humane Society is back and bigger than ever. Jesse Nelson here, presented by Bruner Realty and ESPN Madison and hosted at Blackhawk Country Club. Putts for Pups is a great day of golf aimed at raising money for an even greater cause. Last year's event raised over $32,500 for DCHS. Donate or find out how you can get involved at puttsforpups.com. Proudly sponsored by Tingles Graphic Design.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Time for me to fly. Oh, I've got to set myself free. Time for me to fly. Now that's just how it's got to be. I know it hurts to say goodbye, but it's time for me to fly.
And ye shall receive, Mark Tauscher.
Coos.
844-770-3776, 844-770-3776 to get in on the wave shushing Bill Jarts, Matt LaFleur conversation. But let's get to the guy, the man, the myth.
I think we leave Bill Jarts out of this, right? Don't we? Bill's just doing what he's being asked to do. Or you think he's ad-libbing? You think he's ad-libbing?
So I think he's going next level. Is my take. Like I think he's been asked to kind of try to control the crowd, and Bill, as you know, is a very excitable fellow. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm.
Yes.
And I think, quiet, please. We're on offense.
You ever have a
little too much?
You ever ride the bus to school, and sometimes the school bus drivers just had enough, and they kind of stand up and turn around, like, "Hey, everybody, sit down." That's kind of what Jartsy reminds me of.
Well, that was a much better analogy than your first one. That's much better, Jesse.
It's all about improvement. All right, let's get to the mayor. Kyle, help us out with this. Also, Tausch is drafting you to be in charge, like a Fireman Ed type character. Maybe if we're going to make you like the mayor, you could dress like, I don't know, maybe the Monopoly guy, because I kind of think of him as kind of an old school looking mayor, you know, with the monocle and the whole deal. Are you interested in that sort of thing?
No, I'm not. I'm not big into costumes and in outfits like that. No, but one of the best things about you guys streaming the show now on YouTube is when I'm like 8 minutes late, I can just kind of fast forward to catch up. And I literally caught up as Tausch was first saying, "We need to hear from the Coos," and I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess they're talking about the Wave today." So hey, right on. Good to talk to you guys. A couple things, Tausch. I agree with you. Leave Bill Jarts out of it. I mean, he's just echoing the sentiments of the head coach and all of the players. And I think they're absolutely right. It's totally ludicrous that fans do the wave. Now, I'm not blaming it on fans, whatever, because here's the underlying problem that nobody has talked about is so many season ticket holders sell their tickets for every game that there's not a lot of, you can't expect fans to all act the same when it's probably 80% turnover every stinking game. Like every game that my dad has season tickets for both green and gold package. I'm on the list. Hopefully we'll have my own season tickets in the next year or two. Every game, there's people sitting around us that are different. Every single game. Mm-hmm. In the 6 or 7 years that my dad has had the tickets for the green package, nobody has ever been the same in front of us, behind us, or next to us. Ever. Like it's crazy. I think that's the problem is fans don't know how to quote unquote act. You know what I mean? Like they're excited to be there, and I totally understand that. But you almost wish that Lambeau Field Packers fans, you could turn the wave into like what jump around is at Camp Randall. Like designate a time for it. But obviously you can't do that because coming out of the fourth quarter, or out of the third quarter into the fourth quarter, the Packers might be on offense. So you do it like at the beginning of the game for the kickoff, and that's it, or like something like that. But we just have to be better, and I don't think that blaming it on Bill Jartz,
I'm not
kind of jumping all over the fans.
Wildy's all over
Coos.
Wildy's all over Jartsy today. Here's what I would say, Coos, and tell me why. Okay, so I understand you're a busy guy. You got stuff going on. But I think you could do the designation where it's in the second quarter after a punt or a Packers score, as it's going to TV commercial. They have that monster jumbotron now, and if there could be somebody like a barrel man or a chef Ed, fireman Ed, whatever it might be, you just get the wave started. You initiate it so everybody can do it. It'll be in unison. And you get it knocked out during a 5-minute commercial break. That should be the solution. Because right now, go ahead, Coos.
Or they have, the promo guy from, I think he's from WIXX or one of your stations down in Milwaukee or whatever that does that does the promo stuff like in between quarters or at commercial break. And half the time, I have no idea who some of these people are, but they have somebody that's banging a drum. Have that dude initiate, like go to him to initiate the wave and do that.
Coos. I just
remember
came up
a few
with
years
a great
ago
idea.
we had a conversation about the foghorn, and we got that to stop like during the we got that to stop during the pre-song.
That needed to.
Could work.
Yes.
And so maybe we initiate change with the wave and have it like you said, like after a punt. When the Packers are going to be on defense. It also goes to I think the Packers should do more when the team is on defense to get the crowd riled up.
Yes.
Like the Go Pack Go chant or whatever. Like get more more chances for fans to get fired up. I think would be a great start and make the wave one of those things while the team is on defense, not on offense.
Yeah, so Coos, you just brought it up. I have the solution. So they have an alumni. They have at least 3 alumni come back as featured alumni, whether it's you go do autographs and then somebody goes and leads the polka deal at the beginning of the fourth quarter. That's kind of the jump around deal. Get an alumni to do this. To start the wave.
You can't tell me that Leroy Butler would not love to do this.
Gilbert would do it. Yes, of course they would.
Correct.
Gilbert would be perfect for this. That needs to be you know what? We're always about getting a solution on this show. I tried to pass it off to the mayor. He politely declined. I think this is the way to do it. It gets your alumni base back involved.
All right, before we let you go.
Tausch, yes, sir.
What about the shushing that is now occurring? First of all, if it's the wave, how problematic is the wave? Because it's only portions of the stadium at a time that are making noise. Secondly,
but when you're sitting in the bowl and that wave gets going and it goes around like the 7th or 8th time, I mean, it's still pretty loud.
Okay. And then what about the shushing immediately at the end of a big play that has gotten
he's
you
getting
in
after
scoring
Jarts
position.
again, Coos. He's trying to get after Jarts.
Because we have to allow fans to still be fans, do we not? Like, if there's an exciting 50-yard gain to Christian Watson, it's a little bit hard to dial down the excitement on a dime.
I agree
and
with
that
you
was
there.
what I
agree.
noticed during the game.
Yeah, that doesn't need
the
to
other
happen.
day.
Let it rip. It's just the wave. That's it. Let's knock this wave out. Let's put that to bed, and then we'll figure out other stuff if there's other issues. Fair?
You know, I agree. Let's end the wave while the team is on offense. Let's start there, and then we'll start tackling these other issues. But I mean, Jarts has been doing that. You know, like they put the graphic up on the video board of, you know, shh, quiet, please, offense at work. You know, that's been going on for years. Mm-hmm. But let's start with the wave. I mean, baby steps, right? Before we can run, we have to walk. So let's end the wave while the team is on offense, and then maybe next year, the year after, we can worry about Jarts overstepping his boundaries as the PA and all.
Fair enough.
Sounds like a pretty good plan.
We have to crawl before we can walk, or before we stand up and shout during the wave in unison. All right, thanks for the call, Kyle. We appreciate you, buddy. All right, you think that we have a solution here? Your alumni idea?
Yep.
I still don't know how the wave
Gilbert's
starts.
at a lot of games. There's a bunch. We mandate when it starts. I think that will take all of this other stuff out of play. It gets, and you know Gilbert loves doing it. Leroy, there'd be a lot of alumni that would love to get that crowd noise back up, get it moving, and while it should be an alumni from the defensive side of the football. That's what we should do. I'm on board.
I want to get, as much as I appreciate the insight that Kyle Cousineau delivers.
Who is he?
He's just a local businessman.
He's the unofficial mayor of Green Bay, is what you've referred to him
I
as.
recognize Tundra Man when I go to the game. If you want to nominate that guy to be the leader of the wave, like I need to know what he looks like. Like I don't know anything about that guy.
I didn't realize he didn't like dressing up. What? You have to be dressed up.
Yeah, he's not a costume guy. And Kyle, to understand Kyle's role as the unofficial mayor, one of the things that he does is he brokers. If you're a Packers fan who wants to sell your tickets and you want to make sure they end up in another Packers fan's hands as opposed to being sold to a visiting fan, he works social media to try and help get two people together to exchange those tickets. So it's Packers for Packers
He's like
swaps.
Tinder. Yeah, he's like Tinder ticket guy is what you could call him.
Packers
One of the
Harmony.
many things he does. Yes, he's a match.
Packers eHarmony. Yeah, there you go.
So he cares deeply about the Packers, and that's why he does that. Again, I love Bill Jarts. I do think he's overstepping slightly.
Doesn't seem like it.
I have talked about
trying to get him
this.
fired.
I'm not trying to get him fired. I'm not trying to get him fired. Jartsy and I have talked about it in the press box. He is under orders to try and tamp down this behavior from the fan base. I get it. My point is simply, we do have to let people cheer once in a while. That is why they're there. That's all.
Agree.
That's all I'm trying to
No
say.
doubt.
I want to get to more of your calls, though, because the mayor does not get the final word. He got the first word. But let's get more of your calls, more of your texts on this. We'll get to plus and minus in the second, in the 10 o'clock hour or even the 11 o'clock hour. But I want to know where fans are at on it. This is where we need you, because you are the experts, not us. You're in the stands. You know. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. More of your calls and your texts next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. Help us celebrate 90 years in business by visiting us at 220 State Street. We've been a part of a lot of great moments, and we want to add to those special occasions. Our staff is here to help you make that perfect selection for your memorable moment. Come see firsthand why Goodman's Jewelers has withstood the test of time and why we're truly a destination worth reaching. Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store of Madison, and a whole lot more. Goodman'sJewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
What does it take to make a diamond? Extreme heat and pressure and about 1 billion years. But you can't wait that long. What do? You go to Goodman's Jewelers. I'm John Hayes from Goodman's Jewelers. There's a reason we are the Diamond Store of Madison. Since 1933, we provided outstanding service and selection to our customers, and that in turn has helped to establish countless great memories through the years. Goodman'sJewelers.com, located at 220 State Street, truly a destination worth reaching.
Members of the Prairie Athletic Club need to play the new Prairie Pines Golf Club in Sun Prairie today. Prairie Pines' new ownership and management team were put in place by the Prairie Athletic Club this summer. Enjoy aerated greens, a renovated pro shop, and 50 new golf carts. Golfers of all skill levels are welcome. Come see the difference at the new Prairie Pines Golf Club. Visit prairieathletic.com for tee times and membership info. That's prairieathletic.com. Prairie Athletic Club. Family, fun community.
This summer, Coors Light wants you to retire, even if it's only temporary. Take a break from your 9 to 5 for 9 holes of golf. Trade those spreadsheets for a bingo card. B7.
Oh, bingo!
Or swap your office chair for a water aerobics floaty.
Look up, everyone!
This summer, welcome to temporary retirement. Coors Light, made to chill. Copyright 2023 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Here comes that wasp again. Incoming.
Shoo, you need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens, protecting you from nature.
Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens as low as $188 per month. PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB is hosting its annual Top Prospect Camp on Saturday, October 7th. Position players, pitchers, and catchers can showcase their skills for over 40 college coaches scheduled to attend. Registration is open to all players in the 2024 to 27 graduating years, and spots are available on a first-come, first-served basis. Sign up today at grbacademy.com. That's grbacademy.com. Raise baseball. Raise your game.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill or a Brewmate. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
Heads Carolina, tails California, somewhere greener, somewhere warmer, up in the mountains, down by the ocean, where it don't matter, long as we're going somewhere together. I've got a quarter. Heads Carolina, tails California.
Uh-oh. With pissed off Josh DiMaggio.
That's usually a good thing.
Producer of Scalzo and Brust, Man About Town. I don't know what his other roles are. But he's been known to be a grumpopotamus from time to time.
Yeah, he's curmudgeon. He's an old curmudgeon-y guy.
Not that we
No
don't love
offense,
Big
Josh,
Cat.
but-
It's
Great
to the
Big
point. This is much like Tausch. You know you've hit a nerve when he tweets about it. I've become a proponent of fans doing the wave at Packers games simply due to the amount the team and quote-unquote real fans belabor the point. I want to attend games simply to start as many waves as possible. maybe break the record for waves in one game.
Yeah.
So we've incurred the wrath of Joshy.
I wonder if you called Guinness, would they have a world record for amount of waves done in one sporting event? We could try and set that this year.
Soccer would have that for sure. The question is, again, and I think from a Packer fan standpoint, do you want to help your team win? And I would think it's a 98 or 99% would say yes. If you do, what we're saying here is what you do. And if you don't care and you want to be like Big Cat, or if you're a Bears fan,
I don't want to be told what to do.
Then you do what Josh is saying to do. I believe most Packer fans want to feel like they're making a difference when they can. I know Seattle, when they put up their how many false starts they can get, they're excited about being able to talk about that. I think Packer fans would love that too. And now, by the way, with that addition and how they close that south end zone off, it is so much louder than when I played.
Mm-hmm.
So, even though people think, well, the wave, it's not a big deal, it does make a difference, guys. It does. And it's not – trust me, Matt LaFleur would not be spending time and resources on asking fans not to if he didn't feel like it was something that the fan base could help him with.
Agreed.
He wouldn't. You guys all know that.
I agree.
Right.
At the same time, I would also point out that it's hard to have it both ways, because in one breath we're shushing people, telling them not to do just let me finish.
I didn't jump in
front of your magnolia tree or those rhododendrons.
I just hemmed.
I just think it's hard to have it both ways, because one minute we're complaining about the wave and we're shushing people for cheering after a 30-yard gain, and then the next minute we're complaining about how there isn't the same home field advantage, and it's like an old folks retirement community, and people don't stand up, and you got people telling other people to sit down, they're blocking their view. I don't think this is a simple fix, which you would acknowledge there are some subtleties, some nuances to this issue.
No, not to this particular issue. Now, as far as the overall experience as a fan at Lambeau, yes, there's nuance. This, don't do the wave
just
when the
Packers
wave are on offense. There isn't, yes, the wave, it is not nuanced. It is simple.
All right,
I just agree with the solution.
Yep.
I just tweeted it. That is done.
Oh,
so
you
as
tweeted
Cruz
it.
just said, take the easy one and let's move forward, because I'm not saying there needs to be a handbook on how to fan. I want you to get excited. I want this. There's going to be some run over and a little bit of things. But for the most part, it is not hard to say, guys, don't do the wave when the team is on offense. That is not a hard thing to get.
You walk into the game and you get your little magnet schedule, and then you get a 15-page handbook on proper etiquette and behavior as a fan. And page 1 says, don't do the wave when the team is on offense. 844-770-3776. Let's get to some of these calls. Let's start with Jim in Saukville. Jim, we got a lot of calls. Be brief, be brilliant, and be done. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, well, off of what you just said, listen, I do not disagree with the idea of fans just, they'll do whatever they can to help their team. I just think in the case of the wave on defense, they don't believe it. They simply don't believe it, and I put the entire thing on the organization. And to your point, they, my mom and dad had two voices. One I heard and one I listened to. And, yeah, I think they need to have a handout that expressly prohibits doing the wave during defense. Yeah, it's entirely on the organization. They have to do Yeah, I don't disagree. Yes, if we agree that we don't want to hurt the team, then the organization has failed to make that point. Plain and simple.
All right, so we're going to hand out. Thanks, Jim. We appreciate you, man.
Here's your free koozie courtesy of AmFam, and here's your pamphlet on when the wave is and is not okay.
Oh, my God. Dude, if Bear fans are smart, they will be doing the most raucous wave of all time every time Jordan Love gets on the field.
Yep. Yep,
Oh,
you're right.
my God.
844-770-3776. Let's go down to Illinois and talk to Mike. Mike, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How are you, bud?
I'm doing fine. First of all, Bears fans don't know how to do the wave. It's too complicated for them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, burn.
And from living in Illinois, I can say that.
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted. I love Tausch's idea about the alumni starting the wave, and I also agree with your comments about fans wanting to feel like they're part of the game. I'm 66 years old. I'm a season ticket holder, and I don't sit during the game. And when I come home, I can't talk for 2 days. And I also have no issue. I also have no issue with Jarts telling us when to be quiet or not. And I think this past weekend was just a chalk up to it was a preseason game.
Preseason for everybody.
Kids in the stands.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there were a lot of kids in the stands. There were a lot of people just having fun. But I think we need to have an impact. Do the wave on defense and scream your head off.
So Mike, you would agree that it was a little more harsh this last game than it has been previously?
Well, I think so, but again, when we get to the regular season, I don't think we see that now.
All right, we'll see. Be quiet! The team is on offense! All right, we appreciate your call, Mike. Thanks. 844-770-3776. I'm glad. See, Mike was there. He heard it. It was. There was a lot of scolding that was going on during the Seattle game. 844-770-3776. Let's go to Justin in Oak Creek. Justin, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, guys. I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good. What do you think?
Excellent. The entire crowd around me was bewildered, frustrated, angry, and confused. It made no sense whatsoever. I'm like the last caller, season ticket holder my whole life. I'm 41. It made no sense. There were kids in the crowd. They want to have fun. Again, preseason game. A big deal with Lambeau Field is that it's a big mix of a lot of older generation mixing with now the new generation coming in as ticket holders.
Mm-hmm.
It's frustrating, man. Like, you want the kids to understand that they should be fans. They should be loud. They should cheer on their team. I don't agree with it.
So when you're bewildered, you're saying you're bewildered by the people that are doing the wave when they shouldn't be, or what do you mean by that, Justin?
No, it's just the fact. Okay, sorry. Good point. The idea of being told to stop being fans. I brought my 8-year-old there for the first time ever. He was like, "Silence is golden, but we're supposed to be screaming," and it confused him. And then there's a lot of kids that don't understand that there is etiquette to being a fan. You should only kind of scream when you're supposed to be, and not when you're not supposed to be. But at the same time, like, they're being told to be quiet, and it was harsher than it's ever been before. I've never heard it be that bad before, ever in my life.
All right, I agree. I agree.
It was almost on the borderline of rude.
Yeah,
Wow.
silence is
Borderline
golden. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you were there, like Justin was, I was. And again, I say this as someone who knows the kind of guy Jartsy is, and I'm also saying it as I assume that he's being told to do this and reminded repeatedly to do this. But it was the silence is golden one was the other one. I'm glad you brought that up, Justin. Thanks for the call. That was the other one that I heard him say, and I was like, geez, man, we're not at the library. We have to let's figure out where the boundaries are, and then we could be a little less scolding.
Jason,
I mean, it was noticeable.
Okay, the boundaries are don't do the wave when your offense
right, but that's
is on the
not
field.
all.
That's the only boundary
But Tausch,
we
that's
have.
not all they're scolding up there. That was my point.
That I don't know. What else was Jartsy scolding the fans about?
For cheering when the team had the ball.
No, that I can't be on board
Justin
with.
just told you.
Yeah. I understand what Justin said. And my whole point in this is let's start just clipping off some things that we can take.
I agree.
The idea of not yelling when Christian Watson draws a pass interference or makes a huge play, if Aaron Jones or Dylan or somebody busts a big run, now we're not going to – no, nobody is asking that. I'm sure Matt LaFleur is not. The only thing we're asking is when before the ball is being snapped, let's keep it down. That's not that much of an ask, I don't believe. I just don't.
All right. Well, let's keep going with the calls coming up in the next segment. Jesse mentioned the AmFam can koozie that you'll be handed along with your fan book, your handbook of fan behavior. I don't know if they do that at Camp Randall, but I know if they did, AmFam would certainly be involved in that process because they love the Badgers too.
Oh, indeed they do, and we're all excited. We're finally down to countdown week. I think we have 5 days left before the Buffalo Bowl come into town. So let's get excited, and AmFam wants you to be a part of a great new VIP experience. Go to amfam.com/Badgers. That's amfam.com/Badgers. For your chance to get a great VIP experience. You get a bunch of swag. You can go on the court if you want to go to a basketball game, or you can get on the field before the game if you're looking for a football game. You get a bunch of swag. It is a great promotion. Again, amfam.com/Badgers. No purchase is necessary. Dream fearlessly. Insure carefully.
All right, we'll get to more of your calls, so if you're on hold, stay there, 844-770-3776. I like the diversity of answers we've gotten from our calls, including Justin pointing out that it was harsh at the game on Saturday. More of your calls and texts next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. The wait is over, Badgers fans. It's officially game week, which means it's time to look at some of the numbers inside the 2023 Wisconsin football team. 5 days from game day means we take a look at number 55, the fifth-year senior, Muma Jungmeta. Jungmeta returns for his fifth year after a monster 2022 season on the Wisconsin defense, leading the team with 95 tackles and log sacks in the final 4 games of the regular season. Jungmeta is on the watch list for 3 individual awards, so the expectations are high for the fifth-year senior.
Bundle a 250 Series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens for as low as $188 per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin at PellaWI.com.
Pick up everything you need to wrap up summer and head into Labor Day at Fleet Farm. Get deals on cookout favorites and snacks like an American Gourmet 3-burner gas grill by Charbroil, on sale $149.99. A 16-pound bag of Kingsford charcoal briquettes, $9.99. 24-pack of Fleet Farm bottled water, just $3. And 1-pound bags of pistachios are just $6.49. We have what you need for your everyday life. Fleet Farm.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fishhead Tree Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fishhead Tree Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
This one goes out to the one I love. This one goes out to the one I've left behind. A simple prop to occupy my time.
844-770-3776. I don't care if you're, hey, sit down and shut up, the team is on offense, don't do the wave. Or if you're, hey, don't tell me what to do. Or if you're somewhere in the middle. But we want to hear from you on this. I think we've had a good mix so far. Let's keep going. 844-770-3776. Let's go to Jerry in a car. Jerry, thanks for holding on. What do you think of this discussion about the fan behavior at Lambeau Field and being shushed?
Hi, guys. Well, good morning. I think it's been very interesting. A couple things. Number one is I don't ever want to scold the fans for being excited. I'm a good play, so let's not do that. But the other thing Tausch said was, yeah, I agree. The Packer fans want to help the team win. And so I'm wondering if we can solve the wave problem as part of something bigger than that and come up with a theme that actually encourages Packer fans to get involved, and that is defense, bring the noise. And what it is we want teams coming into Lambeau to go, God, Lambeau's such a beautiful stadium, but, man, we hate playing there because every time we have the ball, we can't hear anything because the Packer fans know that they are loud when their defense is on the field. So I'm seeing an AmFam towel at the first game with the defense bring the noise on it and make it part of a bigger theme of the defense. When they're on the field, Packer fans, every time we are loud as we can be, not just the wave, but everything else. We're making all the noise we can, and then we respect when the offense has the ball. So just a thought to make this solve the wave as part of a bigger deal that Lambeau could become known for. And the fans are smart enough. We're smart enough to do that. So that's my thoughts. I'll listen. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate the idea, Jerry. Thanks. Tausch, I guess I would say this, though, and certainly in the 90s, I remember when I first started covering the team, but even during your era, I don't remember fans having to be scolded. I don't remember questions about why is it not the same home field advantage. Why do you think it's different now than it used to be?
Well, I think it's a lot louder. I said this earlier. I think teams always came into Lambeau because there's weather, because we're really good teams, and it was tough to win. But it was never because, in the old days when it was just the old bowl, I don't think anyone ever came in and said Lambeau is one of the loudest places you could ever imagine. It wasn't. This new addition and how they did it has made it much louder. And they designed it to make it louder because it was always, every time we go, I'm telling you, every time we go up to Minnesota, it was a mental challenge for O-linemen. And now it's gotten to be where Lambeau is a much louder, more intimidating noise factory. And I think that, in turn, with some of the wave stuff and other stuff, it does affect the offense too. So you're getting it. It's much, much better for the defense. You're seeing it. You're hearing it. But it also changes that complex. So maybe that's a part of it. And also maybe it's just that, guys are even being more open to saying this is something that you can do to help us win. Matt LaFleur has really pushed that. I know, my boy Hatch, who I'm golfing with today, just texted, let people do the wave whenever they want. No, disagree. I firmly believe that people want to do what they think is the best. It's not that big of a sacrifice. Now, the other stuff, I totally agree with you, Jason.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, looks like the golf course
Looks
Wi-Fi
like we lost
might be
it.
down
Lost
a little
old
bit
boy.
on Old T.
All right, let's get to another call while we try and reconnect with old boy. 844-770-3776. Let's go to Troy in Mount Horeb. Troy, good morning. Thanks for holding on. What do you got?
Hey, a few things. First of all, I think this is a lot more a Milwaukee phenomenon than a Green Bay phenomenon with the split tickets. I go to 4 or 5 games a year. I've got the Green Bay tickets. I've never been told to sit down once, literally. I don't remember seeing the wave when we were on offense, but maybe I'm wrong.
No.
There, I don't drink a lot. I don't drink a lot when I'm there.
Troy, I don't. Hold on one sec, Troy.
Sure.
I'll let you finish. I just want to say, I think you're right. I don't think it happens every single game. Like, I think it happens sometimes, but I don't think this is a huge, epidemic of wave when they're on offense. It just feels like it because we talk about it so much. Now, go ahead.
I went to a Milwaukee game a few years ago. They were playing Cincinnati. This was a regular season game. So it was, 3-4 years ago. And they started the wave when somebody was trying to start the wave when a Cincinnati player was hurt during that game.
Yeah,
I've literally never seen that at a Green Bay game. And I don't know, that might have been a one-time thing too, because I don't go to a lot of Milwaukee games, but that bothered me a lot.
Yeah,
and
I do think, and as someone who grew up with Milwaukee tickets, and thanks for the call, Troy. I do think that there is a difference in the crowds. I also think that there are some, not necessarily Troy, but some who like to be, I'm part of the Green Bay package. I would never do that because it's the Milwaukee package that does that kind of stuff. Let's get to one more call, Jesse, and then we'll see if we can get Tausch connected at the top of the 10 o'clock hour. Let's talk to Hugh in Waukesha. Hugh, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. Thanks for holding on. What do you got for us?
I was at the game, and I confess that I did participate in the wave, but let me say a couple of things. First, it was a lame wave. It was really quiet. Second, I promise to apologize to Sean Clifford and Patrick Taylor the next time they're on the field together. And third, it would be helpful if the public address announcer would be consistent in his announcing as well, because, we could participate in, now it's another Packer, and then everybody joins together and says first down, but sometimes he says, now it's a Packer first down, now it's another Packer first down. And so, let's, instead of scolding us, which was silly, it's a preseason game, the starters were not in there, and it was a lame wave anyway. It was really quiet. It's like everybody, the stands were packed for a preseason game, which was a surprise.
Right.
And people were involved in the game. And so just be quiet. Don't scold me. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to shout out, tread the needle, Hadel, if I want to.
That's a great old school reference.
Thank you. It was silly to me. It's a preseason game. It doesn't happen in the regular season. In the regular season, we can hear line calls. It's so quiet.
Right. You're right. And I don't think it's that bad. I agree. Thanks for the call, Hugh. We appreciate you. Again, the reason why we're even talking about it is the degree to which it was emphasized, both by the coach.
Sounds like Jartsy really pissed people off, is what it sounds like to me.
And as I told you, as someone who loves him, this is why it stood out so much. Because and I don't know if he was being told to be even more harsh. Be kind of like a coach, right? Get after your guys early, so then you could dial back how harsh you are throughout the course of this. It was the silence is golden, and the quiet, please, we're on offense. It was a bit much. That's all. All right, we will kick off the 10 o'clock hour now that we've got old boy back on the program. We'll still check out some of your text messages, and we'll take more calls if they come. 844-770-3776. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Treat yourself to a new shower this summer. Kohler Services is a local end-to-end bath and shower design and remodel service brought to you by Kohler, a family-owned in Wisconsin for 150 years. Kohler is the only manufacturer offering fast, professional installation and care for life. Start enjoying your bath or shower right now with a special offer. Visit kswisconsin.com to request your free quote and tell them that I sent you over. Again, that's kswisconsin.com.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. In between the wave, there was a preseason football game played on Saturday as the Green Bay Packers emerged victorious in their preseason finale with the Seattle Seahawks 19-15, the final score. Jordan Love did play for just over a quarter, plenty to dissect, coming up with positives and negatives on Wilde and Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN and ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand. Rob Domofsky with all the latest from Titletown as well, ESPN Packers reporter. Check it out at ESPNWisconsin.com. Baseball, red-hot Milwaukee Brewers, winners of 8 straight games, now 4 games up on the Chicago Cubs atop the NL Central standings. The Reds are 6 games back. Yikes, what happened to them? Brewers and Cubs, massive series at Wrigley Field starts tonight that could shape the division title potentially for the Brewers later this season. 7:05 first pitch for the Crew and the Cubs at Wrigley. Don't miss a special 2-hour edition of the Great Dane Huddle, getting you set for Badgers kickoff tonight at 6 o'clock.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
I've been grinding so long, been trying it for years, and I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain, but I've been sending up prayers and something's changed. I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Now all my dreams are coming true.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And as Tausch likes to say, we'll put a bow on our discussion of the wave by getting to some of your text messages. Jesse, you've been inundated with texts, haven't you?
This is the most text we've gotten in a while on anything we've talked about. A lot of fun. So I'm going to try and sift through some of these. Some of them I'll try to get up on the video stream for everybody watching. Some of them I'm just going to end up reading. Here's one from Luke in Poughkeepsie. Any idea what that is?
Is that Wisconsin?
I have no idea. I've
never
never heard of Poughkeepsie. Anyway, Luke says, I'm a gold package ticket holder, and I don't understand the big deal of doing the wave in the preseason. When I look around the stands, I see a ton of kids and families enjoying Lambeau. Now, in a regular season game, I'm not afraid to calm people down myself when we're on offense.
Poughkeepsie is in Waushara County.
Waushara County. Okay. It's up by Watoma, probably. Listen, nobody's saying don't do the wave. Do you need to do the wave while you're on offense? You don't. We're not. This isn't like this is some time sensitive. If you don't do this within 45 seconds, the mission will blow up and you can't do it. Do the wave as much as you want. Just don't do it during certain times. This isn't. I'm just dumbfounded. I've seen a bunch of tweets come back at me, and I don't want people to be told what to do either. But I also want you to have an idea of do the wave to your heart's delight. Just don't do it when Jordan Love is jogging out on the field to go call plays. That's it. Everything else is fair game. You want to do it in warm-ups, you want to do it then. Just don't do it when the team's on offense. That's all that LaFleur is asking.
Is
He's
the
not
wave
Billy
hard to
Jarts.
stop once it's gotten going?
Yeah, tsunami-type waves. Yeah, you get going. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Once what if you get a 3 and out? You get a 3 and out. You start on defense. You get a 3 and out. They punt.
All right, we've
Is
all
it
been
hard
at
to get
games
people
enough
to
to know
stop?
that's still 7 or 8 minutes. Nobody wants to do more than a 5-minute wave. Okay,
Well, 28 minutes is the world record, I'm being told.
I'm just amazed that this wave, that it's this passionate, that people can get this upset. You can do it. Okay, so I think that on average it's 4 to 5 seconds a play. You do 60 plays. That's like 4. You do the math on that, Jason. Was that 5 minutes of actual gameplay?
Yeah,
You have
60,
4 hours. If you get there early, you have 4 hours. So you have 3 hours and 50 minutes to do as much waving as you want. There's a 7-minute window of that 4 hours that they don't want you to do the wave. That's not that hard to say, okay, we can do that. Right? Is it?
I don't know, Jim. It appears to be hard for some. Jesse, what
People
else you
don't
got?
like to be told what to do. This is one of
I
those
do
deals
think that's part
where
of
now
it.
I think people are actually going to go on the other side of it. Just like, listen, Coach Alvarez wanted to get rid of the eat blank, 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 blank you. They wanted to get rid of it. You know what happened? They got worse.
Yeah,
It got
true.
worse.
I didn't like
so
that
they've
either.
just given up. No, they've given up, and they've said, okay. But they're not doing it, I hope, when the offense is on the field. If they're doing it with the defense is on the field, okay.
So what you're saying is that the student section said to Barry Alvarez, eat blank, blank you. We're going to do it anyway.
In essence, I believe that is what happened, yes.
All right, Jesse, give us some more texts.
Nick in Wanakee makes it an age thing. The wave cannot be artificially controlled. The beauty of the wave is that it's organically derived from the fans.
No, that's not true.
There's one reason
not
why
true.
it's generally quieter now. The fact that half of the millennials are under, or I think you missed the number there. The fact that half the millennials
and
under are watching their phones instead of the game. Nick in Wanakee says that. Tausch, what do you think?
Wow,
of
so
that?
now we've got old people who don't stand up because they're old and young people that don't stand up because they're on their phones, and it's really the middle-aged folks that are having to carry the burden of support of the team.
It's like our society, am I right?
Yeah.
No, listen, man. I understand people are on their phones. People are Instagramming. They're, tweeting and Xing and whatever else. So I understand all that. Again, 7 minutes. 7 minutes out of 4 hours. Don't do the wave. That gives you a lot of time to do waves.
It's a lot of wave
do the
time.
waves.
Yeah. Don't tell me what to do, though, or when to do it. All right, Jesse, give us a couple more, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, we got one here from Rick in Milwaukee. He says, have the stadium do the wave like baseball does the 7th inning stretch. Then you can control the timing of it, spin a wheel on the
Exactly.
big screen to determine the section that gets to start it.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Then get Chili or get Leroy or get somebody down there that will instigate it too. It can be something sponsorable. It can be another money-making revenue for them. I think that's the road they should go down. And I love the wheel idea. Hey, Section 104, it's on you to start this wave. Oh, I now have responsibility. Oh, Leroy or Gilbert or somebody else is down there. They're getting us all cranked up. Awesome. Love it.
I would also like to add that it would appear that they are struggling a little bit to get alumni. There was one day when it was Eric Walden who was the alumni. Javon Walker was picked for one. I am curious as to whether the enticements for former players to come and wave to the crowd and sign some autographs, if you're going to add starting the wave to your responsibilities, I think they're
throw a
going to
little
have to
more bread in
sweeten
the
the
basket.
pot a little bit.
Yeah,
Yes,
throw a little more
indeed.
bread in the basket. You'll get some wave starters, I can assure you.
All right, Jesse, we got time for a couple more.
Ian in East Troy, can't we just do a silent wave?
My buddy Jern just texted me that same thing. No, you can't do a silent
yeah,
wave.
you
It's
can.
got to be no, you can't.
I remember
No.
being so at.
The
I don't know if it
whole
was
motion and the noise of the motion is what you're. That's
Right.
the whole fun of it.
I mean, It might have been.
Yes.
It could have been a Milwaukee Wave game that we were at, but it was one.
that's
a good one.
You did the
really good
super fast wave, super slow
Yes.
motion
Yeah,
wave.
they do it at
But there's
Badgers
still
games.
noise
silent
that goes with
wave.
that.
Like just do the silent wave when the team has the ball. Do the wave. Just don't make any noise.
I cannot believe after a great performance by Jordan Love and the offense and the way the preseason went that we have spent 6 segments now on wave relations and on what's the protocol and this. I understand it, and I get why fans were irritated at Jartsy, but we're not doing a silent wave. What are we next? We're going to do a silent disco? We're going to get everybody get headphones and we do that bang on the drum, but it's got to be all internal? Like,
I don't want to work. I want to bang on the drum all
that
day.
is super creepy.
Weird. Yeah.
No, it's creepy. Jartsy should tell you to shut up, and you should listen.
I was just trying to sing quietly. All right, Jesse, one more text, and then we're going to play trivia.
The yard possum in Lake Mills.
Are you sure they're not in Poughkeepsie?
Nope, that's in Lake Mills. Why was the wave not an issue 5 years ago?
I think it was. I think the old quarterback, has made mention of this many times that I can recall.
Yeah, it's been a while. Again, the only question that I have remaining so we can play trivia is this. Do you think that fans were more cognizant and more focused on, okay, this is when I cheered? Were they more knowledgeable? Is it possible that there are fewer people in the stands who are as experienced in being fans at a Lambeau Field game? That they don't.
No.
I don't know.
This is always.
Why
By
has
the
it
way,
gotten
this
to be
has
such
always
a
been
worse problem?
This has always been an issue. I think it's just been highlighted by Aaron Rodgers and by Matt LaFleur. This has always been an issue, and the fact that the stadium's gotten louder and it's been tightened up. I think you could add those two things. But no, fans have always been fans, and they're always going to be fans. Okay. And I think they want to be. What can I do to help my team win? I firmly believe that's what a vast majority. And then there's some Josh DiMaggios that are saying, well, now I'm just going to be obstinate, and I'm going to be as much wavy as I want to be whenever I want to be it.
We can disagree all we want on fan behavior, as long as we all agree that when you go to get yourself a beer, it's a Coors Light in your hand.
Oh, and it is a gorgeous day out here today. I'm guessing I'll probably crack one or two open, and I guarantee you the mountains will be blue. Coors Light Brew, the 3-step cold process. Cold package, cold process, and cold lagered. Born out in the Rocky Mountains, it's only going to be 102 calories, too. So you add all that up, it's always Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Golden, Colorado.
Time for trivia. Jesse, what's the category, and what caller do you want?
It is Monday. It's the sports weekend recap.
What's so funny?
You tell us what's so funny. What's going on over
go
there?
ahead. Well, we're doing some vocab. I got my pod out here. We're just ready to go.
Jern? Was it Jern?
Yeah, Jern's right here. Jern, come jump on the video. Jern's the one that says do the silent wave. There he is. Look at that handsome fella.
Hey,
Good
Jern.
show so far. But a third of the show on the wave? I don't know.
Yeah, third of the show on the wave. He's not impressed.
I've never met Jern before. I thought it was Jerry Kelly for a second there.
He does. I'll tell you one thing. He hits it like Jerry. He is everybody that plays with him. He's a smooth stroker.
Thank you for sharing.
I'm muting Tausch. Tausch, go talk to Jern.
What, Jesse, I'm sorry. What caller did you want?
I don't know. Caller 11. Let's do 11.
All right. Caller 11, 844-770-3776. He's a smooth stroker, that Jern.
Sure is.
Caller 11, 844-770-3776. We will play trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher.
Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Here comes that wasp again. Incoming!
Shoo, you need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens, protecting you from nature.
Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens as low as $188 per month. PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. We've got a Capital Conference battle this Friday on Prep Mania as Lake Mills takes on Edgewood. Join Hunter Vaughn and the Dean, Dennis Semrau, beginning at 6:30. Friday night from Breeze Stevens Field, and watch the game for free on YouTube. Just search ESPN Madison.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, the GRB Academy, and Stoughton Health.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Grassland Dairy is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin and sustained by innovation. Since 1904, the Wietrich family has worked with hundreds of dairy farmers to consistently produce the highest quality dairy products. Grassland's commitment to quality starts with the way their dairy farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of their innovative processing and delivery. They are proud to offer a wide range of reliable and nutritious dairy ingredients. Grassland Dairy is family owned in Wisconsin and has been crafting butter for 5 generations.
You can drive cutting-edge design. 2023 Audis are on the lot and ready for delivery. You can save $7,500 on select Audi EVs with the AFS EV lease bonus. See dealer for detail and exclusions. Eligibility is subject to credit approval through Audi Financial Services. Cannot be combined with National Customer Credit. Offer expires September 5th. Stop in and test drive today. Check out our website to see our current electric vehicle inventory and our monthly specials. The search for your Audi begins and ends at Zimbrick Audi of Madison, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road. Drive yours today.
Dash the Dane. That's right, Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company has expanded their delivery offerings with DoorDash. New customers get $5 off your first order of $25 or more. And don't forget, Dash Pass subscribers always receive free delivery. Order delivery today at GreatDanePub.com or on the DoorDash app and get food delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
Members of the Prairie Athletic Club need to play the new Prairie Pines Golf Club in Sun Prairie today. Prairie Pines' new ownership and management team were put in place by the Prairie Athletic Club this summer. Enjoy aerated greens, a renovated pro shop, and 50 new golf carts. Golfers of all skill levels are welcome. Come see the difference at the new Prairie Pines Golf Club. Visit prairieathletic.com for tee times and membership info. That's prairieathletic.com. Prairie Athletic Club. Family fun community.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
What if I'm far from home? Oh, brother, I will hear you call. What if I lose it all? Oh, sister, I will help you out. Oh, if the sky comes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do.
Let's play some trivia. Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Dave in Verona. Dave, good morning, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. I have been tasked with asking all three questions because Jern is too busy to join Tausch to ask a question on his behalf. So I've got all three. Let's get started. Again, the category, the Sports Weekend Recap with Jesse Nelson and Scott Van Pelt. Question number
Jason,
one.
Before we get to that first question, you know what I love at golf outings? When they do the putting, that you get one putt, and if you make it, you get like thrown in this thing. You only get one, and they do it before the round starts. You don't like doing it middle of the round where it slows everything down. I think the big thing, people fight a lot on these golf outings. They take forever. Knock all that fun stuff out early. Continue.
Did you make your putt?
Subplot thought. No, I'm going to go putt in the next break, I think. This is going to be my plan.
Well, knock it out before you play. That's a good idea. All right, question number one. Dave. The first game of the 2023 college football season featured Notre Dame playing Navy at which of these international locations? Was it in Dublin, Tokyo, or Poughkeepsie?
Well, I wish it was in Poughkeepsie. I believe it was in Dublin.
That's correct. Home of Daniel Whalen, who could be the Packers' punter if things played out for him. All right, question two.
Got a little pirate at the end there.
It did at the end, yes. I'm influenced by the Irish pirate.
Was that your Irish?
Might be worse than mine. I was good. No, it's definitely not worse than yours. Question two. Which PGA golfer won the Tour Championship and its $18 million prize yesterday? Was it Victor Hovland? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
I think so.
Xander Schauffele or Wyndham Clark?
Oh, I think it was Victor.
Jesse, you know Xander Schauffele's last name does not start with an X, right?
Yeah, but the X and the S are right next
first
to
name
each
does,
other
though.
on the old keyboard. Plus, if his last name did start with an X and his initials were XX, that'd be really cool. So I think that you should consider that.
And then if his middle name also started
And
with
his
an X,
middle
it'd be
name
triple
was
X.
X?
Yeah, there it is.
I am troubled by the fact that Tausch and I were saying that at the exact same time.
Xander Xavier Schauffele. Yep.
All right,
What a name.
opportunity for a clean sweep here, Dave. Let's get it. Jacksonville State defeated UTEP in a Week 0, which is so stupid, college football game. Jacksonville State is not located in Jacksonville, Florida. In which state is Jacksonville State University located? Is it located in Mississippi, Alabama, or Kentucky?
Alabama?
Tausch, do you know it?
I'm gonna go along with Alabama. I think it's Alabama. Perfect week.
Perfect week. Dave, thanks for getting us off to a great start, buddy. We appreciate it. Congratulations. You'll have 4 entries into Friday's drawing. Nice work, pal.
Awesome, thanks. I can't wait for another hour and a half of wave talk.
That will not be the case. We'll get to actual football. Dave,
Thanks, Jartsy. Hey, hashtag that with a thanks, Jartsy.
Thank you for your service, Jartsy. That's going to hurt Dave's chances of getting into the Wilde and Tausch Fan Hall of Fame when we decide to do that later this year. All right, that is it for trivia. Tausch will continue live with or without his buddy Jern at this golf outing at, where are you, Nakoma?
Steam.
That's yes in Portuguese, I believe. I am not at Nakoma.
Obrigado.
But yesterday, I was at Fleet Farm. I got gas. I got corn for the deer in the backyard. I got my bubbler drinks that were
You
2
probably
for
got that free
13.
popcorn.
Got the popcorn, got the $5 off coupon for my purchase in store. I had the 4 cents off the pump. It was great. And Fleet Farm is now hiring for their brand new Muskego store. We're trying to get Jesse to leave this job to go work at his hometown store. Enjoy a 20% team member discount for you and your family. Plus, you'll start getting paid right away at the time of hiring. So stop by for open interviews all day, every day at the new Muskego store. And you can also get everything you need to close out your summer and head into Labor Day at Fleet Farm. You'll get deals on grills, patio goods, fall yard care, and so much more. I saw they had a bunch of their patio stuff on sale when I was in there, so check that out. Find everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955. All right, no more wave talk. We will talk about what happened on the field, not in the stands, of the Packers' preseason-ending victory over the Seattle Seahawks and Jordan Love's performance as well. That's straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for the great team at Everlight Solar. Perhaps the start of a new football season also means the start of a new way to power your home. How would you like to start saving money while also helping to save the planet? All you have to do is make the switch with Everlight Solar. Our family is one of many who have made the switch to solar over the last several years. We knew we had wanted to, but weren't exactly sure where to even start. That's when we met with the great team at Everlight, and they outlined the entire process and educated us on the benefits of making the switch. It was super simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. We've got a Capital Conference battle this Friday on Prep Mania as Lake Mills takes on Edgewood. Join Hunter Vaughn and the Dean, Dennis Semrau, beginning at 6:30. Friday night from Breeze Stevens Field, and watch the game for free on YouTube. Just search ESPN Madison.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, the GRB Academy, and Stoughton Health.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Pick up everything you need to wrap up summer and head into Labor Day at Fleet Farm. Get deals on cookout favorites and snacks like an American Gourmet 3-burner gas grill by Charbroil, on sale $149.99. A 16-pound bag of Kingsford charcoal briquettes, $9.99. 24-pack of Fleet Farm bottled water, just $3. And 1-pound bags of pistachios are just $6.49. We have what you need for your everyday life. Fleet Farm.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB is hosting its annual Top Prospect Camp on Saturday, October 7th. Position players, pitchers, and catchers can showcase their skills for over 40 college coaches scheduled to attend. Registration is open to all players in the 2024 to 27 graduating years, and spots are available on a first-come, first-served basis. Sign up today at grbacademy.com. That's grbacademy.com. Rays Baseball. Raise your game.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of the Big Win and Madison Casino Guru, is transforming guests into winners. Making an ordinary day into a big win day is easy with a 95% average payout. And with over 140 daily jackpots, the number of people winning has never been bigger. So what are you waiting for? Escape to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison for your next big win.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Watch every ESPN Madison show live every day. Subscribe to ESPN Madison on YouTube for live video of every show and exclusive content. Just search ESPN Madison.
Holding me back, gravity's holding me back. I want you to hold out the palm of your hand. Why don't we leave it at that? Nothing to say, and everything gets in the way. Seems you can never.
More wave talk. No. We're moving on. Jartsy just called. He scolded us for talking too much about the wave. Tausch.
That's fine.
Thank you. I'm curious of your view of Jordan Love. We want to get to our positives and our negatives from that game, and then we'll, I think tomorrow as we get ready for the cuts, which I think some of those are going to start being reported in the morning tomorrow, because I know a few of my colleagues like to spend their morning reaching out to agents and finding out if their guys have been cut, and that obviously that process starts in the morning when you're called to bring your playbook or your iPad, as it were, to Lambeau Field. So we'll get to kind of our positives and negatives of the preseason and of training camp tomorrow. But specifically to Packers Seahawks, Tausch, what was your biggest positive takeaway, and did it involve Jordan Love or not?
It did, and I think, coming into this preseason, there's a ton of question marks, and I understand why people are still going to be skeptical, but I love the way Matt LaFleur approached the preseason, and I love the way Jordan Love approached the preseason. So he continued to show complete command and control of the offense, where to go with the football. How many times – I saw a stat, and I sent this over to you, that one of your buddies tweeted out about the hits, how many hits he took, and how the O-line did. And that, by the way, that's a quarterback stat. It's an O-line stat, but that's a quarterback stat. That's a scheme stat. And the fact that the ball continued to come out on time, that was always the thing that we looked at with Aaron Rodgers and said, I love that he extends plays, but when everything is going well, 5-step drop, back foot hits the ground, ball comes out because you know where you're going with it. And that's how you establish rhythm. It's how you establish confidence with your O-line, is that things don't get off kilter all the time. And then Jordan, really what I liked most and my biggest positive was what he was able to do with his feet. Extending plays and picking up first downs, getting some good rushing yardage. I don't know what his rushing yard stats were on the day.
3 for 21.
It just showed you. I mean, if he can do that in the limited amount of time, and then to finish another drive off with another tutter on a back shoulder throw to Christian Watson, I don't think you could have drawn up a better preseason for Jordan Love than what you saw. As far as how everything played out, I couldn't think of a more I think for me, and I think I'm speaking for a lot of Packer fans, there is a lot of unknown, and I don't know. Does that mean that this is a finished product and that things are going to be smooth sailing when we go down to Chicago? No. But my confidence meter in Jordan Love ricocheted up substantially with what I saw throughout the preseason. And I thought Saturday, wave or no, I thought Saturday was another indicator of how in command and how this is now his football team. It wasn't handed to him. I think he is definitely in position to have a ton of success this season.
I don't know how your confidence meter wouldn't be higher because of him and what you saw from him. I do want to ask, how do we factor in, and I know people are going to get mad when I say this, Pete Carroll played one defensive starter. Yeah. Cincinnati played one defensive starter. The big touchdown drive that they had against New England was after they took their starters out. So how do you handicap the good thing. There's no denying he did good things in preseason. How do you either adjust your assessment, or maybe you don't at all? Maybe you just say, hey, these guys are NFL players right now. Doesn't matter if they're delivering UPS and Amazon packages by the time the season starts. He went up against the guys he was facing, and he was good.
I'll tell you one thing. Amazon better crank their what they're paying their drivers. I just saw UPS are making $180. I mean, making $180,000. I don't think Amazon's got to crank their pay up for drivers, or everybody's going to be UPS. Listen, I think you can obviously look at this with skepticism because it's not the real deal. But again, you can't have it both ways. If you came in real skittish and skeptical of where Jordan was at, you're going to come out of there feeling a lot less skeptical than you did.
Exactly.
And you can only go off of who you're playing against. He wasn't playing against a bunch of guys that aren't going to be playing. He's playing against backups, playing probably against more vanilla defenses than what we've seen, and he executed at a really efficient clip. So I'm not saying he's going to be an all-pro. I'm not saying he's going to be an MVP. But what I'm saying is, for all of us that were like, I don't know how he's going to be, he has put those doubts to rest that he is going to be in command, he's going to be in control, and he's still going to have some down moments. And I hope Packer fans understand that. But I think all of us that have been sitting here saying, well, let's see what he's got, let's see what he can do, I think we all have to say, man, he has been much better than I think. Unless you had him as the next Mahomes, which, by the way, this preseason didn't prove either.
Right.
You would say, man, this is good. I'm excited.
Yeah, so I would say that I did go in with some measure of skepticism. I had seen his previous 3 training camps. I had seen the Kansas City game, and I thought that the 10 snaps in Philadelphia were not a sufficient sample size. I had also seen the game in Detroit that Jesse attended that was not all that impressive when he played the second half. I did not ever think he was going to stink. I never have thought that all along. And after seeing him in the offseason, my expectations were he's going to be okay. I thought he was better than okay. I thought he was good in preseason. And I was walking back from one of the last practices with somebody who works for the team, and I said, I was really encouraged by him this offseason, this training camp. I really was. Do I think that he is going to have the same kind of season that Rodgers had in his first year as the starter? I don't. I think there are going to be some significant growing pains that Goody has chosen to take on by having all these young guys around him. I do think those could be mitigated by veteran players being in the mix on offense, and that is not the case. But I do think that Goody's reasoning is sound long-term, that you get through these together, and then you could be really good once you're all through your growing phases, okay? But I do think that this is going to be a little tougher, and I do think that there is a little bit, and I don't want to call it false confidence because I don't think that's what Jordan has, but I think there is a portion of the fan base that has a higher level of confidence than is probably warranted. And I think there's going to be some times that maybe it doesn't shake your confidence in him, but you're going to say, okay, I thought there'd be fewer growing pains than there have been in the games that count. That's what I think is going to happen. I still think
Jason,
he's going to be good long term.
Yeah,
not great.
So
but
let
good.
me ask you this. Would you expect Jordan Love to have a better season than what Aaron Rodgers had last year with a broken thumb and with everything else? Is that a fair expectation for you?
I really want to know how many picks he's going to throw and how many of them are
12 picks is a lot. In today's day and age in NFL football, 12 is a lot of picks.
I agree. And so if he throws 12 or fewer, then I think that's a win. Because, again, I don't think that if he throws 15 picks, I don't think it's going to be 15 picks all because he's a first-year starter and he screwed up. I think there are going to be plays where, Malik Heath is going to be their fourth receiver, which, again, Malik Heath's a great story. Like, total knucklehead in college, really hurt himself, could have been drafted, had enough talent, went to Ole Miss, got his act together enough to get an opportunity as an undrafted guy. But I'm going to guess that he's going to run a route wrong, or he's going to have a ball go through his hands and off his face mask at some point. Something's going to happen, whether it's with him or it's going to be Christian Watson, who is a stud athlete but is still working to improve his hands, or it's going to be Tucker Kraft not being in the right spot, or it's going to be Luke Musgrave, who has caught the ball inconsistently in camp. There's going to be some guys who make some mistakes that cause Jordan to have interceptions that aren't his fault. So if there's 12 interceptions total, I'm going to say that's a win for them. Because Aaron Rodgers, I don't know how many of those 12 weren't, air quotes, his fault, but I think there's an even greater likelihood of more interceptions being someone else's fault than the quarterbacks this year.
I just think that we all are looking at this and the disappointment of last season, and I think Goody being shocked at how bad last year went and to lead to this move. I think we all are looking like, well, there's no way Jordan can ever play at that level of Aaron Rodgers, not in the first year. And I look at it and say, well, last year's level wasn't that great.
You play the 2022 level. Mm-hmm.
So Jesse, I want you to pull that. You figure out the wording on it.
I'm not pulling anything anymore.
Why?
Put it on the show account.
What's the matter with you? You're scared of a couple naysayers?
Well, it wasn't
Get
a couple.
over it. Get over it. Come
you
on.
post the poll.
I don't know how to
post
poll.
it.
You know I don't know how to.
Somebody tweeted at me saying, I legitimately hate you the other day.
To you?
Yeah.
It's probably a Brewers fan. You're rooting against the Brewers and hoping they lose so you don't look like an idiot.
I was
That's
celebrating outliving Scalzo and Brust as a program on ESPN
That's
Wisconsin.
yeah. So I think from a positive standpoint, and again, I know we're going to do like the regular season or the preseason and everything, but for that game, I really thought the way he got out of the pocket and the poise and everything else, and you could add Malik Heath. You can add a lot of stuff. The O-line, there's a ton of positive things. And by the way, we all bash preseason football. From a Packers standpoint, the last 4 or 5 years have sucked because there's no juice. Yep. None of your guys are playing. None of you even dressing. And the fact that you glean so much info, even if you're going against backups, this has been probably one of the more enjoyable preseasons watching on TV that we could have had.
I agree.
Probably in the last decade.
I agree.
And it's been it was fun to watch to see how these young players were progressing. And you get a little taste of what this team's going to be about by watching preseason football.
All right, we'll get to our negatives next, which, again, there are some, but it's hard to be, in my opinion, pessimistic about this team. It's easier to be realistic and expect the ups and downs that are coming, but I don't think there was anything that we saw this preseason or on Saturday where you're like, oh, boy, they are in trouble in insert this area here, including the kicker who kicked the ball pretty darn well. The block was certainly not his fault. That was Tucker Kraft missing his block that allowed that extra point to be blocked. We'll take your negatives, or Tausch's negatives, next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tosher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers, and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Stoughton Trailers. Big trailers and big opportunity at Stoughton Trailers. Positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, supply chain, and more. To apply today, go to stojobs.com. The wait is over, Badgers fans. It's officially game week, which means it's time to look at some of the numbers inside the 2023 Wisconsin football team. 5 days from game day means we take a look at number 55, the fifth-year senior, Muma Jungmeta. John Meta returns for his 5th year after a monster 2022 season on the Wisconsin defense, leading the team with 95 tackles and log sacks in the final 4 games of the regular season. John Meta is on the watch list for 3 individual awards, so the expectations are high for the 5th-year senior.
Bundle a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens for as low as $188 per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin at PellaWI.com.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Summer's here. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in car and driver 10 best history.
See your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
See dealer for financing details.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Big trucks can be intimidating. If you've been seriously injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. You don't want to take on the insurance company alone. Gruber Law Offices has the experience, the resources, and of course, the results. We know truck law. We know the rules and regulations. We know what it takes to win. Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The board-certified and fellowship-trained physicians at Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin have been treating patients in the Madison area for over 2 decades, specializing in a wide range of areas including sports medicine, joint replacement, spine, and more. The team utilizes the latest in non-surgical and surgical treatment options that are individualized for your goals and lifestyle, convenient and accessible with appointments available within 24 hours. Get back to being active and doing what you love. Visit orthospinecenters.com. That's orthospinecenters.com.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Fish fry, walleye, and vegetarian options are available, and they have a menu that's sure to please everyone. Liberty Station smokes their meats daily with a 1,000-gallon custom smoker, giving you the freshest experience possible. Enjoy happy hour with daily discounts on both food and drinks at their large bar with 20 draft taps and multiple TVs to watch the big game. Be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area too. Liberty Station off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at titostailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill or a Brewmate. For official rules, visit titostailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
The dog days are over. The dog days are done. The horses are coming, so you better run. Run fast for your mother, run fast for your father, run for your children, for your sisters and brothers. Leave all your love.
All right, we've been through our positives. How about negatives?
It's getting hot out here.
Is that
warm.
your negative?
Right. Yeah, I told you how great this summer is.
Shouldn't have
man.
worn a
It's
vest.
Well, the vest is off. Like, no more vest. It was
okay.
chilly this morning. Now, baking in this sun.
Well, as you sizzle there while you're baking, what was your biggest negative from the Seattle game on Saturday? Welcome to Tacoma Golf Club. Great to have you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We got an 11 a.m. shotgun start.
So for me, the negative is Romeo Dobbs not playing, and where he's at with that injury. Is that something that's going to hold him out? Because he's such a critical part to, I think, what Green Bay is going to be doing. That would be the question that I have leading from that preseason game. Because everything else, when you really look at it, Kenny Clark was a dog in the snaps that he played. I think the defense played really well again. Your boy, Rudy Ford, I thought played okay. He did what I think he needed to do. Yeah. So I think you feel really good about how the team played. And it just comes back to, where the health is at and what some of your key players you want to get to Chicago healthy. And for as much reps as most of these guys took, you feel pretty good about that part of it. But when Romeo Doubs didn't dress and had the hammy is flared up, is that something that's going to bother or, not be able to allow him to play? Because I do think, for as much as I love Christian Watson, I think that connection that Doubs and Love have is going to be really important, especially as Jordan gets really his first, I know it's not his official first, but his first time as QB1. You want to have that guy you feel really comfortable with, and I think Doubs is that guy for him.
Yeah, the head coach was a little cagey about it. He said, we'll find out when we put out our first injury report in about a week and a half. So we'll see what Romeo is able to do. The Packers' schedule, by the way, tomorrow is the roster reduction to 53. They will practice Wednesday and Thursday. I'm assuming that'll be treated like in-season practices, so I'll be attending a small portion and then being booted. And then we'll see if Romeo Doubs participates in those. Then they are off for the weekend, and then they return to work on Monday, and they'll get ready for their September 10th opener in Chicago. And we'll see how much Romeo Doubs is then doing on that Monday. They've got some time. But you're right, Tausch. They got out of the preseason with the exception of Smitty, Tyler Davis. They really, even Devondre Campbell with this ankle injury, they were very encouraging that they don't think it's going to keep him out of week one. So they managed to play their guys a lot and not suffer the consequences of taking those risks. The drawbacks did not end up rearing their ugly heads. So that was good news. The thing that I'm not particularly enamored with for them in terms of a negative coming out of this game, and again, we'll do kind of overarching ones tomorrow in terms of where this team is at, but I know that we've said a couple of times that we believe in Yosh Nijman more than they seem to believe, and I know you talked about how good their offensive line protection was, and it was, but I want to go back to what I said about going up against backups. Because when you are, for example, you know who's a backup for the Green Bay Packers right now as an edge rusher? Lucas Van Ness. Now, that doesn't mean that Lucas Van Ness isn't going to end up being a stud pass rusher in the NFL. If you're picked 13th overall, you should be a stud pass rusher in the NFL. But right now, today, is he that hard to block for a lot of teams? No, right? He's got power. He's working on developing
big bull rush guy, yep.
Right?
Yep.
So if Rasheed Walker had, I think the stat was he had 78 pass protection plays and he allowed 2 quarterback hits. Great. That's awesome.
Yep.
I still, and this is maybe my bias, but I like guys who've done it in games that count against guys that are really good. And Yosh is certainly not David Bakhtiari. But he has started 23 career games. Like, I feel comfortable about guys who've done it against people other than other teams' backups who are trying to make the roster or are still learning the position or are toward the end of their careers and are journeymen trying to get a job. And so I'm still wondering, because we all know you went through it during your time on the offensive line. The 2014 team was so memorable because one starter missed one game all year that year. Bulaga missed one game coming off an ACL. One. Otherwise, they had their preferred starting lineup up front for every other game of the year, including all the way to the NFC Championship game. That's not going to happen for this team. It's just the rule of law when it comes to injuries. That's not going to happen, and I'm not sold on what their game plan is. If Bakhtiari's knee flares up, if they lose Zach Tom for a game or two, and I just don't quite understand what Yosh has done, because I know he didn't have a great camp. But, again, experience matters to me, and you believed him in enough to give him a second-round tender as a restricted free agent, and now it appears that they don't believe in him at all.
Well, I don't know about all that. I think it's the proof will be in the pudding here in the next day. Because you look around the NFL and you see the Patriots trading for 2 O-linemen already. Patriots were here. Surprised they didn't look at Yosh, and you wonder if Green Bay. I really believe Green Bay is going to be looking at this and saying, I love Rasheed Walker. We love his potential, but I don't know about D-Bach, and I'm not getting rid of Yash. This 2-day window will tell you everything you need to know, because I think they're going to keep Yash. But if they don't, that tells me they feel really good about D-Bach and really good about Rasheed Walker. If not, that makes it tough.
We'll kick off the 11 o'clock hour as the golfers hit Nakoma Golf Course, and Jern takes off without Tausch to play the first couple of holes. Want to remind you that even if you can't take it to the bank on whether or not Yash is going to be on this roster, you can always take it to Associated Bank and bank on their great customer service. Nobody better in the industry. They've got the awards to prove it, and if you're a Brewers fan, a Badgers fan, or a Packers fan, there's no better way to show your fandom than with Packers checking, Badgers checking, or Brewers checking. So check out AssociatedBank.com to find out more. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Toscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers, and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today.
Hey, this is Eric Name of The Athletic. You're listening to Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Subscribe to watch Wilde and Tausch, Scalzo and Brust, and all your favorite daily ESPN Wisconsin shows, plus interviews and bonus content. Subscribe to ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. The Green Bay Packers victorious in the preseason finale, 19-15 over the Seattle Seahawks over the weekend at Lambeau Field. Jordan Love played a little over a quarter. Again, consistently looked fairly good. Next up for the Packers, the regular season opener, September 10th, visiting the rival Chicago Bears. Plenty to dissect from the preseason finale coming up in the 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch right here on ESPN Wisconsin. Also, plenty more from ESPN Packers reporter Rob Demovsky. Check that out at ESPNWisconsin.com. Baseball, huge weekend for the Milwaukee Brewers, sweeping the San Diego Padres. Brewers are hot. Longest winning streak actively right now in baseball with 8 straight wins and 3 straight sweeps. Huge series starts tonight for the crew at Wrigley Field against the Chicago Cubs. Entering play today, the Brewers 4 games up on the Cubs for the top spot in the NL Central.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Wilde and Tausch begins now. And Tausch, I know you were watching the game on the tele, and you saw the interview that Goody did with the Packers TV network before the game. And he was asked, I don't think the interviewer actually used the word rebuilding. He kind of tiptoed around it. And then Goody said, no rebuild. We're here to win games.
Yep.
So is that just you say that when you're on television during the game? Because what you said a week ago about how you're not just here to win some games, you're here to win championships, and you have to give players a chance to improve and grow is not the same as saying it's not a rebuild. In fact, some might say that if you're choosing players and giving them the opportunity to grow, and that's what this is about, that is a rebuild. It almost is exactly what a rebuild is. So what exactly are the Green Bay Packers of 2023 doing then?
Well, I mean, to me, it's we're going young and we're trying to build something, and we're expecting to win while we do it. Does that happen often? It doesn't. And I think Goody, when pressed, he's pretty honest about where this football team is at. But he can be pleasantly surprised. It doesn't need to be, well, they're going to stink and, we're going to be bad, but we're going to get better. And I think he firmly believes in the talent that he's assessed and that they have a chance to be better than everybody thinks in a conference. There's a lot of teams rebuilding more than the Green Bay Packers are.
No doubt.
Now, maybe not at the wide receiver and tight end position, but when you start looking at some of these teams, I don't even know. Like, again, I don't want to pick on the Arizona Cardinals, but they have no interest in winning games.
Correct.
And I think you could make a claim that Carolina is going to be in a much bigger rebuild mode than where Green Bay is. I think you could say the Bears are in a mode that, it's going to be very similar. So I think he's being honest about it, but I also think he's looking at it and trying to be as honest about the internal expectations, but not leaving it up to say, to almost to give an out of saying, well, we're not going to be very good. We're going to, because I don't think he believes that. But does he believe this is a world champion contender? I don't believe he thinks that either.
No, I don't think he does either. And so I get it. I'm not picking on him. It's a tough needle to thread, right? And that's why I thought his answer last week to me was so good that he should use it all the time. Right? We're here to win championships. And to get to that point, sometimes you got to give players a chance to improve. You don't have to flat out say, we are rebuilding so we can win it all in 24 or 25. But that's the implication. And trust your fans to understand what you're doing. Because, yes, I've said this on this show. They could be last year's Seahawks. The Seahawks trade away their Hall of Fame quarterback, get a bunch of picks in return, go 9-8.
I don't know if he's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Well,
Russ Wilson's not a Hall of Fame quarterback right now.
That's why I paused.
Okay.
So you would jump in like
Seahawks. He's a Seahawks Hall of Fame quarterback for sure. Ring of Honor and all that.
They trade him away, and yet they still managed to go 9-8 and make the playoffs, thanks to the Packers losing on the last day of the season. When if the Packers would have won, the Seahawks would have not made the playoffs. I have said I predict 6-11, but I can see a path to 9-8 and sneaking in the playoffs. And I would argue that if that happens, this season is a raging success. Because then, not only do you get the experience of winning and you get to go through the growing pains, but on top of all that, you get to play in a playoff game. And
with all the youth.
Right, and that is incredibly valuable. So next year, when you're in a playoff game, you've already been in one.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if this team makes the playoffs under the circumstances and the youth that they have, you're right, raging success. I don't think any Packer fan would disagree, especially with the miserable season that the team put together last year. So that I don't think is up for debate. This idea that Goody and LaFleur and all of these highly competitive people are just mailing in this season, if that's what you think, you're really wrong. But people are also very realistic. And I think if you don't have people in those positions that it would remind me, and it's not to the same extent, but it's always one of my favorite stories, is when Barry Alvarez gets to Wisconsin and you have a bunch of seniors that are excited. You have a new coach, and they get up and say, I don't remember which player, and I don't know if I'd say his name even if I did, got up in front of the team and said, if you don't think we can win the Big Ten, get out of this room. And Barry immediately is like, whoa, we ain't winning the Big Ten. Like, don't be delusional either. It's, you have to make sure you're shooting straight with your players. And with where this team's at youth-wise, there's going to be more growing pains than what we've seen.
Right.
And I think Brian Gutekunst, I think, has done a pretty good job of not giving you no, we're going to stink and let's just build. They've been very honest about where they're at, what their expectations are, but I think firmly in that locker room, believing and selling to their players, you know what? Nobody thinks we can do jack. We've had so many of these veterans, most of them aren't here anymore, but that have never had this experience. And that's why the David Bakhtiaris, the Devontae Campbell, some of these players that have been around, they don't even really know what to say or do because it's so foreign to them that they're in a position that they don't have it. But if Jordan Love is better than people expect, and this defense with all these first-round picks, I don't think anyone that is looking at this saying this team can't make the playoffs or be shocked. I'm not going to be shocked if they make the playoffs. I'll be pleasantly surprised.
Right. Are you entertaining, or do you just not think this way, the possibility of it going the other way? Because we did last week the ceiling and the floor, and Domofsky had 7 as the floor and 10 as the ceiling, and I'm 6 and 9, so I'm literally the same gap, just one fewer. I don't see. Unless,
you don't even have them playing 2 games. If they're only going 6 and 9, you got them skipping 2 games completely.
No. 6 and 9 wins, ceiling
okay.
and floor. Try to follow along over there.
No, I did.
Now, do you see a team that wins 4 games? Like, I am Mr. Realistic Expectations, and I'm starting to think that my prediction of 6 and 11 is the floor. Now, accuse me of getting carried away with what I saw in preseason, but I don't see. Again, I love this when you said it, and I hear it all the time now. If you listen on ESPN Madison, I don't see them as a cellar-dwelling stink pot. I don't. Not in the conference they're in the division they're in. If they've got like 4 games left, and they've only got 2 or 3 wins, that I will be surprised by. That I will. Then I'll start to really question if we had a bunch of false confidence, as Mike McCarthy would call it, because I don't see them as a 4 and 5 win team, and I definitely don't see them as the 3 and 14 Bears of a year ago, in which the Bears fans convinced themselves they were trending in the right direction after they got the number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, if this is what I've said all offseason, if this team only wins 2 or 3 games, you've had big time problems with what you've built and what culture you have. Because for as much as people want to give the grief of the Packers culture and how they do it, you're seeing how they approached this transition, and whether or not you agree or disagree, and are sick of Rodgers, all that. That's a whole nother conversation. But they've put Jordan Love in a position to succeed. Mm-hmm. And how they've done that is by having a defense that you hope is going to be really good, a play caller that has an offense that is very quarterback friendly, and a really good O-line with a run game. When you have all of those things, you should win. You should be a, at worst, average NFL football team. If you can have all of that, you should be. If you have a bad O-line and your defense is spotty with not a ton of talent, you're going to struggle. Arizona. You can start looking at teams that have done it that way. But with this team, this was always, because you're so quarterback dependent, that's for consistency. Mm-hmm. You can catch lightning. You can get confidence. And especially with a 4th-year quarterback that people believe in. And I don't think that's false noise. I think you get caught up in the offseason when there's not much work, and Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, some of the veteran players, just spewing a bunch of positive things because that's what they have to do. I believe these guys believe in Jordan Love more than they did before preseason too. I firmly believe that. So the floor/ceiling conversation, I think the Green Bay Packers should be, at worst, they should be a 6 or 7 win team. That is if things don't go well. If things go well, I don't know why you couldn't look at it and get ready to soundgraph this, Jesse. If things go well, this team should win the division. There isn't some, oh my God, I can't believe how good these other teams are. Like, if you really look at it, Detroit's favored, and they should be, because they got a veteran quarterback and they have, built off of last year. But we're acting like we're crowning the Detroit Lions, who have won one playoff game since JFK.
You're right.
JFK's been gone for a long time. JFK blown away. What else do I have to say? The Lions have won a division. That's what I got to say. They won one division or whatever it's been. So this idea that the Packers have no chance to win the division or anything like that, somebody text me, what's the Packers, where's the – are you going to make a bold prediction? Because I think we'll be doing bold-a-thon. I don't think saying the Packers are going to win the division is bold. I don't think that's bold. The rest of this division isn't very good. And the Packers' schedule, especially early in the year, you don't have Murderers Row coming to town. You just don't. So that's what I look at it, and I say that I think the ceiling doesn't even need to be the winning the division. It could even be better if you really buy in to what this team has done throughout the preseason, which, again, I'm skeptical. I'm not Johnny, but the idea that this team can't win the division, why? Why?
JFK blown away. What else do I have to say? The Lions haven't won more than one playoff game since. Thank you, Billy Joel.
Is that not accurate? Somebody can fact check me on that.
I just didn't see it coming.
I wasn't questioning the accuracy.
They won one with Wayne Fonts in like the mid-'90s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they've won another one before JFK, unfortunately. I don't even want to get into the graphics of that. JFK unfortunately passed away. Well, that's not the song, but
I understand. Yeah. All right, the Detroit Lions. Their playoff history as we know it. In 1991, in January of 91 season, they defeated the Dallas Cowboys in the divisional round and then lost the NFC Championship game to Washington.
Yep.
Their last playoff win before that was when they won the NFL Championship in 1957.
There you have it. And that's what we're all freaking out about, people. That organization with their history, and we're all just conceding to that? I'm not conceding.
Their playoff berth since JFK passed away. 1970,
I don't know
1980.
why you're laughing about that, but
I'm not. R.I.P. to the former president.
Of course, of course.
Since his passing, 1970, 82, 83, all lost their first playoff game. 91, as I mentioned, they won one and then lost. 93, 94, 95, 97, 99, made the playoffs all those years.
Yep.
And then lost. Since the turn of the century, they've made the playoffs in 11, 14, and 16. And, oh, by the way, last year they finished 9-8, beat the Packers in the final game of the season and got everybody excited about this year. They didn't make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They still missed the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So prove it to me, Dan Campbell, that this is a team that is going to be...
Jason, will you be shocked? Will you be shocked if the Green Bay Packers win the NFC North?
No, I won't be shocked, but I will be pretty close to it. I will be surprised only because...
Jesse, pull it.
Will you be shocked if the Packers win the division? That's going to be like 75-25. No, I won't be shocked.
Well, come up with a little more nuance, Johnny.
No, I'm out of... After being called an effing moron, I think I'm done.
That was last week. It's a new week.
I won't be shocked, but I'll be mildly surprised.
Mildly surprised? Uber surprised? Or not surprised at all?
Shut up. Shut up and tell us about Tito's, you big jerk.
Tito's, you know Tito's is my favorite. As a matter of fact, I might grab me a transfusion out here this afternoon. Tito's, it's crafted to be savored responsibly down in Austin, Texas, and I don't know if there is a better cocktail to have when you're out golfing, whether you just want to relax, and they have all the different kind of mixtures, but I'm sticking with the Welch's grapefruit or the Welch's grape juice with mine today, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Jesse, We'll discuss the potential decapitation or dismemberment of everyone's favorite clown.
Oh, no!
8 games in a row! The Brewers have won. That's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Zimbrick Chevrolet.
When was the last time you had your oil changed or your tires rotated? Do you need new tires, a battery, perhaps some windshield wipers? Zimbrick Chevrolet Service Center is equipped to help you with routine maintenance, major repairs, and everything in between. Get your free battery inspection coupon and schedule an appointment today at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Don't overpay. Shop Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie.
Main Street, Sun Prairie. Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Pasquale's Cantina, the hottest restaurant in town, where the food is spicy and the drinks are cold. It's time to put on your shades and cruise over to the hippest southwestern joint in town, where the fiesta never ends.
Picture this, the Arizona Ranch Pizzadilla, a crisp flour tortilla with grilled fajita chicken, Jones cherrywood smoked bacon, barbecue sauce, cheddar jack cheese, spiced ranch, and scallions. All served like a pizza. Pasquale's, Middleton, and Verona, bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Labor Day sale is going on now, featuring unbeatable deals on fall essentials for your home, work, and vehicles. Like $10 off all cat work boots. Cans of Seafoam are $8.48, and 5 quarts of Royal Purple Motor Oil start at $25.99 after sale and $10 mail-in rebate. Plus, when your car's in the shop, get 10% off in-store purchases with $100 or more spent on tire and auto service. See store for details. Tires and batteries, trust and care. A Blaine's Farm and Fleet promise since 1955.
With over 25 years of experience, TLC Laser Eye Centers is a leader in LASIK. TLC has performed over 2.3 million LASIK procedures nationwide, including treatment for over 10,000 doctors and professional football player Kirk Cousins.
TLC Laser Eye Centers is a brand that's proven and can be trusted. This was not a procedure I wanted to cut corners on. I wanted to get the best quality and the best doctors and make sure that it was done to the highest level. And I felt that TLC was the brand that would do that. And so it made the decision easy for me and for my wife.
Come see why TLC is the doctor's choice for LASIK and the choice for Kirk Cousins. Right now, TLC Laser Eye Centers is offering $1,000 off LASIK when treated in September. That's $500 off per eye. Visit tlcoffer.com today to schedule your free consultation. Must mention this promotion and be treated in September of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard wave light price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at saveontlc.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? Mr. DJ, song
Our buddy Rob Domofsky from ESPN. What are you doing over? Where are you now?
I had to get in the shade, man. The sun's beating me down, bro. So I got a little shade action.
Could you hold the camera still? I'm getting nauseous. All right. As I was saying,
like doing the wave, man.
A little bit, yes. Rob Domofsky posting this. Only one Packers player made this year's ESPN annual rankings of the 100 top players for the beginning season. Would you like to guess who that player is?
Yeah, I'd love to guess, and I'd love to guess Jair as my answer.
Jesse, do you want to guess?
Just to be different, I'll say Aaron Jones.
Well, you did it just to be different. Checking in at number 24, it is indeed Jair Alexander. Would you like to know where the former Green Bay Packers quarterback is located on this list?
Oh,
of
no,
100?
I don't want nobody talk about him, ever.
Done.
So, no.
It's New York's problem.
I think 36th, I'm going to say.
29th.
Okay.
So I would guess that the folks over at ESPN are not of the belief that last year was indicative of how good or not so good he is anymore, if they've got him there.
I don't know about that. If they thought he was still really good, he'd be top 15.
Well, let me rephrase.
When's the last time Rodgers wasn't top 10?
Well, last year he was 3 going into the season. Yes, he was 3 going into the season.
Yeah. Dropped 26 slots, if my math is right.
True. At the same time, if you thought he was washed, I would think he'd be a lot farther down. So I don't think anybody seems to think that he's truly washed, which I think Packers fans would like him to be, or at least some of them. All right, Jesse.
I don't think Goody thinks. Do you think Goody thinks he's washed? I don't think he thinks he's washed.
That's a good question.
Pull it from your own account.
At Mark Tauscher 65. I just got the password. I'm very excited. All right, Jesse, bring him out. I knew he was warming up in the bullpen.
Oh, I feel bad for this little guy today. Is he getting decapitated or is he losing a limb?
De-winged. What's happening to what? This is not Dunzo's fault. This is your fault, Jesse. I feel like.
No, this is No. This is Dunzo's fault. You know how puppeteers are. Who's that big puppeteer dude? He's the guy that goes around.
Jeff Dunham.
What's his name?
Jeff Dunham.
Dunham. That's not Jeff Dunham. That's the puppeteers.
That's
Dunzo,
true. Yeah,
don't try to, Dunzo needs to be accountable for Dunzo.
Uh-oh. Good morning. The Cincinnati Reds are donezo! 6 games out. What happened, Cincinnati?
Watch the Reds go on a run and win the division.
Ellie Dela Cruz, more like Ellie Dela Booze, because they stink and they're donezo.
Okay. All right.
Just give me a break here. It's a tough day.
So we're not actually going to dismember Dunzo, right? Because
I like my limbs.
No, we have to chop an arm off.
You went out on a limb
if Dunzo
saying they were done, and now you're going to lose a limb as punishment?
So I think you can wait until the Brewers win the division, and then if they do, Dunzo needs to lose a limb. I think that's fair. You can sew it back on later, but Dunzo needs to be punished.
Could we wait till they win the division, and could we drop him from the top of the Spark building, and if he survives, then he can continue to be a part of the show?
Well, I don't want to kill him.
That sounds like a safety hazard.
Murder Dunzo.
You wanted to decapitate him.
We're not murdering Dunzo. No. I never wanted to decapitate him. Jesse did. I wanted to have him take a limb. Ronnie Lott took a finger to continue to play. Dunzo can lose part of his limb.
He does.
I think that's fair.
He's got these arms that are definitely like one. He could sacrifice one. Like you can see him on the video. Like they're kind of sticking out. Like he's walking like a pigeon anyway. Like we could lose one arm and he'll be all right.
Looks like a water bottle on the one arm. That's his hand though?
Yep.
But I think we need to summarize Brewers are good. I think everybody that was in – listen, I'm in that category. I thought after that Oakland A's series, it was over. Now, they went and made some moves. They obviously got Woody back. So there's things that came along. I did not say that they had no chance to win the division or to make the playoffs. I didn't say that, but I thought this team is in big trouble. You know what they did? They righted the ship.
They overcame adversity.
Did it with some good They came back with some good acquisitions. They got some guys back healthy. And now it sounds crazy. I'm hopeful. I still am nervous about the offense, but what we've seen on this homestand, this offense is pretty good. Now, is that going to be the new normal moving forward, or is it going to be what we saw for a vast majority of the season? We shall see. But anyone that was in that same camp as me, Dunzo, Jesse, I think we all have to take some crow and say the Brewers bounced back in a lot bigger way than most of us thought.
When Dunzo and I proclaimed the Brewers to be Dunzo and Tausch, although he backed off of it real quick.
I did not say that they were done. I said that they were not going to win the division. That they could still get in the play. I did say that.
What I thought when I proclaimed that, or when Dunzo proclaimed that, whatever, this is complicated.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't show the type of moxie that you need to be able to win a World Series or compete in the postseason. They now show that. And where I think the turning point of the Dunzo portion of the season took place was the Sal Frelick game on that Saturday night against the Atlanta Braves. Even though there was a stretch of games where the Brewers still were coming up short, the Braves won 2 out of 3 in that series. The Sal Frelick game on that Saturday night felt like a turning point, where there was a rejuvenation in energy and enthusiasm, and then supplemented with Woodruff coming back and guys getting it rowdy, all the guys that you mentioned, Tausch. Like, that all helped. But kind of that intangible, I felt it that Saturday night watching the Sal Frelick game. And I know Sal Frelick is not going to be the savior that helps lead the team to the World Series, but the energy that you saw from the team around that inning where he had the 2 great catches and came back and then had all the hits that helped drive in the game-winning run later in the it was an amazing night, and that felt like a turning point to kind of get everything back on track. And when you talk about the intangibles in measuring the baseball season and the belief that a team has, that's where I felt it back again. And it's been kind of this climb back and then this stretch of sweeping first-place teams you're contending with for playoff spots. The last 2 weeks has been incredible, except for the Dodgers series.
So are you back rooting for the team? Because you have been rooting for them to lose, so you and Dunzo are right.
I have not been rooting for
Jason,
them to lose.
Just admit that you wanted to be right.
No.
And now you've been conclusively proven wrong, so get back on the wagon.
There is no team I want to win a championship more than the Milwaukee Brewers. I want that more than a Packers championship, more than a Wisconsin basketball champion. I want a Milwaukee Brewers World Series. It's a team I grew up cheering for. My dad was an usher at Miller Park back in the day. You may have heard.
You just stop talking.
Want them to win.
Stop. You didn't, though. You wanted to be right. You overreacted.
You wanted to be right.
You overreacted to a series sweep at the hands of the worst team in baseball, and then you were stubborn and you wanted to be right about them, and now they have done so well to turn things around. Come back on board, man. Say just say it with me. I was wrong. I overreacted. I was wrong. I overreacted.
Dunzo was wrong and overreacted. I'm glad that the Brewers, who I have supported through and through, are in first place.
Except for this year, after
with
I said what I said.
Huge series starting tonight at Wrigley Field.
Is
huge series.
Is Dunzo also apologizing, or is it just Jesse?
I didn't hear Jesse apologize. I heard Jesse say Dunzo was wrong.
I feel like a Dunzo apology would go a long way here in kind of bringing everybody back together.
Jesse's sorry. He was wrong, but he blamed me because I'm an inanimate object. And I'm easier to blame than me taking responsibility for myself.
That's
that?
not my voice. What do I even sound like that? That's a terrible impression. Oh, I'm sorry. I was wrong. The Brewers weren't Dunzo.
No, you don't sound like Dunzo.
I do too sound like Dunzo. I am Dunzo. They were not done, even though they got swept by the worst team in baseball history, potentially. They are fine. Let's see how they do against.
So bad,
now, if they get swept by the Cubs this week, we got a different story, and I'll be back. But I will willingly sacrifice my arm.
Breaking news! Stop the presses.
We're Dunzo.
Stop the presses. Breaking news, according to Tom Pelissero. I had a bad feeling about this guy. I feel really bad now about what I said to him in the locker room. The Green Bay Packers have released veteran punter Pat O'Donnell.
Ooh. Okay. I thought you were going to say they traded Yash.
No.
That's what I thought.
No. But I had first day of camp. You're 32 years old. They don't seem to want 30-year-olds on this team. Are you saying that they should get rid of me, Jason? No, Pat, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that Goody might be saying that. And guess what? That's what has happened.
Dunzo.
But they're not rebuilding. Not rebuilding. They're just going to go with a younger punter who's completely unproven and does not have a ton of experience holding for their rookie kicker in the regular season.
So long, Pat O'Donnell.
There you go. Pat O'Donnell, first to have that was from Tom Pelissero, but the Packers, one fewer 30-something now on their team as the Packers move on.
Any chance? I saw Devondre Campbell tweeting at people, and I sent that over to you guys. He's safe, right? Devondre's safe.
They would
Jason?
eat some cap money this year if they did it, but look, I know that Devondre does not appreciate people questioning him. That is not something he never talks to the media.
But he kind of does. But he kind of does because it fuels him too.
But I do not. I have no relationship with him. Like, he does not talk to the media. Like, to the degree that he should be fined by the league, he doesn't talk to the media.
Wow, sound graph.
I don't think that's worthy of that. But my point is,
I would
that
agree.
I don't know him that well, but he claimed that it was all injury related last year. He was a first-team All-Pro the year before that. I found myself wondering if a guy in his 8th season is first-team All-Pro, was that just lightning in a bottle? You heard me use that phrase a bunch. I have my same suspicion now. If he's healthy for the opener and he's ready to go, he did have some pretty big plays early in the season last year, so I'm not willing to completely write him off. But I would be surprised if he's the next 30-something to go. I'm not surprised at all by Pat O'Donnell. I had a feeling that this might happen, and clearly they thought Daniel Whelan kicked the ball sufficiently that they now want him to be their punter. All right, we need to get to Whoa Nelly now that we've killed off Dunzo or dismembered him or whatever it is we did to him. And Jesse still didn't really admit that he was rooting against the Brewers this season now that he's back on the bandwagon until the Cubs sweep them, and then Jesse will be bragging again. We'll do Whoa Nelly next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Summer's here. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in car and driver 10 best history.
See your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
See dealer for financing details.
Hey, it's Stacy Bruner from Bruner Realty. People have been telling me that buying a home is nothing to joke about, so instead of telling you another real estate joke, I'm going to have somebody else do it.
Jesse Nelson here. What do you call a detective who's also a real estate agent? Sherlock Holmes.
Come on, Jesse, this is no laughing matter.
Well, when it's time to get serious about buying or selling, that's when people should do what we did and work with you.
Contact us at BrunerRealtyInc.com. Bruner Realty, homes to appreciate.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. Also, you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Here comes that wasp again. Incoming.
Shoo, you need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens, protecting you from nature.
Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens as low as $188 per month. PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Show your Brewers pride everywhere you go with Brewers Checking, only from Associated Bank. Score exclusive perks like a one-of-a-kind Brewers Debit MasterCard, 10% off at the team store, even express check-in at the Associated Bank gate. And if you want a VIP game day, the Associated Bank Power Alley is for everyone. Contact the Brewers ticket office to learn how you could treat your crew to a full buffet and private bar overlooking left center field. Brewers Checking. Learn more at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers today. Member FDIC.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you are looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine-in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to VintageBrewingCompany.com to make a reservation today.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove grill or a brewmate. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. Joseph Stalin, Alan Cobb, Nasser and Prokofiev, Rockefeller, Campanella, Communist Bloc. Roy Cohn, Juan Perón, Toscanini, Dacron.
I don't think we have time to get all the way to the JFK blown away. What do the Detroit Lions have to say? So let's just do Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
All right, the big news over the weekend was sad news. Rest in peace, Bob Barker, age 99, which many people pointed out.
What a run.
He got closest to $1 without going over.
100, whatever.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, come on.
Many people were.
JFK passed away.
I think Bob would have liked that tweet. I think he would have enjoyed that.
Okay.
So we lost Alex Trebek a couple of years ago. Now we lose Bob Barker. Tausch, Many called him the voice of the sick day for kids growing up, and he was for me. Whenever you were sick home from school, Price is Right was on at 10 o'clock no matter what. What is your fondest memory of Bob Barker, whether it's with Happy Gilmore or watching The Price is Right? What do you remember most about the legend?
I always just enjoyed the yodeling game. The yodeler climbing that mountain and falling off the cliff. And it always felt like, Bob enjoyed that banter with the audience. And I saw somebody tweet out one that was probably one of the all-time greats where you had a jumbled number of five different numbers, and you had to guess the price of the car. And this woman could not write out the numbers without continuing to write one twice. 19,321, 19, she just couldn't do it. And Bob Barker, you could tell, wanted to choke her. He was so frustrated with what she was doing. He's helping her. And finally, she dumbly just kind of ends up writing 21,320 or 21,390. And randomly, it's right. And Bob Barker, like everyone that was watching, he made us feel like everybody that was watching. He sat down completely exhausted with his little baby skinny mic. And just that, to me, is the classic Bob Barker. Yeah, he's great in Happy Gilmore, and he is an iconic figure. But that moment right there, I think that's the key to being a good host, is to kind of let you express what the fans are feeling, and he did that better than anybody.
I was going to say two things. One, the skinny microphone. Have you ever seen that anywhere else other than Bob Barker, The Price is Right?
It should be retired.
And secondly, I haven't watched The Price is Right since he stopped being on it. Like I've never seen it with Drew Carey. Is he still doing it?
Yeah. Drew's been doing it for like 15 years.
I know.
Yeah. I can't believe Bob.
I think part of it is...
I'm going to be honest with you. I felt like Bob had passed a while ago. I was wrong. I was happy to hear that he got another 15 years. What's that? What are you shaking your head about?
Well, we've had the
boys,
JFK blown away. Now we thought Bob Barker was dead, but he was okay.
That's pretty good. What was the greatest? I love that big dice game. Remember, he'd roll the dice, the putting game. You had Plinko. Yeah, like there's so many great games. I'm sure they still do them. But I also love when somebody gets the showcases. They get them within $100 and they win both. Those are your moments. The Price is Right.
I always like the game where you're standing on like the grid, and then there's 4 numbers that you choose, and you have to like step to the other one, and then if it's right, it lights up green. I always like that one. Reminded me of like Floor is Lava. When you
I thought that was lame, but all the games I mentioned are great.
Plinko. I mean, Plinko's the GOAT, followed by the Mountain Climber, and then I everything else.
No, but the one you punch the holes and you grab stuff.
Oh, that is a good one.
There's just I don't know if Drew Carey's version does the same thing. I hope they do, but you got to line up and hit a 10-foot putt. Like Bob kind of did it the games he liked. I think he liked punching people, as we saw with Happy Gilmore. So R.I.P. to Bob, and a life well lived for BB.
Whoa, Nelly! I know we're all celebrating Bob Barker. Drew Carey doesn't get enough appreciation for being the host of that thing for 15, 16
years. Well, you would know, given how many days you stay home.
Yeah.
Don't be the guy after the guy.
No, but he's been great at he's been Aaron Rodgers to Brett Favre. He's been...
Has he?
He's been...
Jesse.
Steve Young to Montana.
In fairness, Tausch, you don't know if he has or hasn't, because you and I have never watched it.
That's like saying Steve Young's no good, but I never watched a 49ers game after Montana.
No, I've watched. Steve Young was really good, but he was no Joe Montana. Drew Carey could be very good, but he ain't no Bob Barker. There's nothing wrong with that.
Whoa, Nelly! Hot debate this weekend. Tausch, your Feel Good Friday was that you were going to be going to this little corn deal that the kids...
it wasn't little. It was the biggest corn fest that Weston and the team have put together.
So my question for you, because this debate came up
controversial corn eating. Eleanor last year felt like she got robbed. This year, no doubt, she took second. Young man beat her pretty soundly in the 8 to 11 age group. Continue.
How many corn did she eat?
No, you just eat. You get one cob, fastest through, but you have to have every kernel has to be eaten off of it. Typewriter method. Some people do the pull and grab. It's like everybody's got different strategies.
I'm sorry. The pull and grab was what?
Well, and Rundy, who's on our Little League team, he is now a 3-time champ. He has done something that Joey Chestnut could maybe. I'd love to see. I told the boys to get Joey Chestnut here next year for the corn eating. I think that would be a fun addition. Spice it up a little bit. We'll see if we can get that done.
What's his appearance fee?
We didn't ask. I don't know.
I should check into that.
Is corn on the cob a side or a main dish? Because when I was told we were having corn on the cob Saturday night, I said, okay, is that like with the bacon wrapped pork, or like are we having like pork chops with it? Like what are we having with it? And I was told, no, we're just having corn on the cob.
No, that's not. What?
No, Jason, here's the deal. Here is the deal. When you go to a restaurant, if the corn on the cob is cut into quarters, which a lot of side places do, it is then a side. If it is a full-blown, full cob with the nodule that you hold, and then you put on the different, cream of corn, you can put this different paprika and all the other stuff, it is its own entree. If it's in a full-blown measure. Now, does that mean you don't want to add something to it? Sure, you could add, different types of queso. There's all kinds of things that you can add to it. Queso. But if it is a full cob, it is.
That is not a main course. It's not. No.
If it's chopped, if it is not chopped, it is.
No, it's not. It is not.
Disagree.
Nobody gets for dinner one big corn cob. That is not
when you
dinner.
Start adding stuff on it.
What are you putting on the what besides salt?
Have you ever had Mexican street corn? Have you had that? That's
Yes.
a meal. That's a meal. There's all kinds of stuff on that. You start adding all what you
it's
want.
It's not corn on the cob.
It could be is a stuffed baked potato. Can that be its own meal? When you start adding cheese and sour cream.
It can be, but I wouldn't consider it to be.
I'm sorry. This one, very rarely are you wrong. I will acknowledge that. Like I'm wrong about the skinny microphone, by the way. I've got Pipe Jim sending me photos of old school game show hosts, Gene Rayburn and Bert Convey.
Let me put it this way: if you're looking at it strictly from a caloric and meal take, a fully loaded corn on the cob is all you should probably take when you start adding in the butter and the salt and the pepper and the paprika and everything else that you add to corn.
Paprika
That's
high in
about
calories?
where you should be. I don't know, but I love saying paprika.
Okay.
So then what's your side with the corn on the cob? If that's your main dish, what's the side?
You have mashed potatoes with it.
Oh, come
Steak.
Could have a
6-ounce fillet.
Side of rack of lamb.
We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Well, as we count down the days to kickoff of the college and pro football seasons, you may be planning those last few weekend road trips before we get back into our fall routines. And if that's the case, remember to stop by and see the reliable service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie before you hit the road. There is no better vehicle service team than the team I trust over at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires, change the oil, so you can focus on the fun of getting from place to place for whatever your next adventure holds and not allowing vehicle trouble to disrupt you. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. There's only so much time left in the summer. Don't let vehicle trouble take a second of it away from you. Trust the fantastic service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you at greatdanepub.com. The wait is over, Badgers fans. It's officially game week, which means it's time to look at some of the numbers inside the 2023 Wisconsin football team. 5 days from game day means we take a look at number 55, the fifth-year senior, Muma Jungmeta. Jungmeta returns for his fifth year after a monster 2022 season on the Wisconsin defense, leading the team with 95 tackles and log sacks in the final 4 games of the regular season. Jungmeta is on the watch list for 3 individual awards, so the expectations are high for the fifth-year senior.
Bundle a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens for as low as $188 per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin at PellaWI.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
The 2023 season is underway and Fun for All is back with the Forward Madison FC Family Special on sale now. Bring the family to exciting professional soccer at Breeze Stevens Field. Enjoy a ticket, Pepsi product, sandwich, and a Forward Madison scarf for just $21. Forward Madison has fun for the whole family. Enjoy Lionella Vessi, the team's dairy cow, our new kids zone, and more at every Forward Madison match. For tickets, go to forwardmadisonfc.com. Forward Madison, fun for all.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill or a Brewmate. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
I've been dreaming about the West Coast. Found some places that I don't know. I see your signs for
Great to have the IT department back. She also is fact-checking her husband. 155 calories on your corn on the cob with butter.
Is that with or without paprika?
I was just going to say, I don't know how much paprika adds. It's too bad we're out of show because this could have been almost as long of a discussion as shushing the wave at Lambeau Field. That's it for us today. Packers aren't rebuilding, but they're getting rid of 30-plus aged players. Now it's the punter. No more Pat O'Donnell. We'll talk about that and more tomorrow. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin